Hi there, my name is FixFox and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Folks, very excited because this is going to be a playthrough of epic proportions. Now, FixFox, how do you mean? What could be the more quintessential staging for any sort of battle but the righteous might versus the dastardly evil? This is going to be a playthrough of good versus evil. This is going to be an interesting playthrough for a couple of reasons. Let's go and check out why. First off, though, it's nice to know that we got a lot of wonderful people in the chat. We got Vammy, we got Frodo, we got Roman, we got Star. Thank you for everybody that's here right now, and thank you for everybody that will catch us later. It's always a pleasure. The pleasure is always mine to have you here. So, with that being said, let's just take a quick peek and see what we've got going on. What do we got going on? New player, standard game, and as we scroll on down to good versus evil, this is going to be a large 6-player map. Why do large maps strike a lot of fancy for me? There's a lot of adventuring. There's a lot of adventuring whenever I am able to go through these large maps. It gives me a lot of value. I'm able to take a quick peek and just see, okay, what's my long-term strategy? Unless there's lists on the map, maybe we have an opportunity to build up our forces. This is potentially going to be no different, but we will see what little wrenches in the gears we have. This is going to be a team victory. So we are going to be allied as either the good or the evil side, and we're going to be up against the opposite folks. We do have a time limit. You cannot go past, it looks like, 6 months. This is a normal difficulty map. The gods have given you 6 months to prove yourself, good or evil, who shall prevail. Folks, I think that the best way we can do this right now is just do some eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch tiger by its toe. We've all let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't want to do that. Wait, did I do that right? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. I don't know if this is good or bad. Have we played a lot of night games recently? Folks, okay, I'm going to open this up to chat. Is there any faction that we haven't played recently that we need to play? I'm interested to know, because if you've noticed that we haven't played a certain faction recently, I think that we ought to try and do something a little bit different. That's what I would go for. Hey Caesar, nice to have you here in the chat. No, I am not. I am definitely, I am white bread. That's for darn sure. Rise in the chat. Howdy Fix. Howdy chat. Happy weekend to all. Happy weekend to you as well, Rise. Nice to have you here. Frodo says, honestly, a bard playthrough would be pretty fun. Okay, Roman says, good side is more interesting. Vammy asks, when's the last time we played Necro? All good questions. All good questions. Like, so bard playthroughs are super fun, and we haven't done a bard playthrough in quite some time, although I was planning on saving the bard playthrough for Pyramid at some point. Necromancer, yeah, it's been a minute since we did a nice quality Necromancer play. That's for sure. That's for sure. Roman says the knight's okay, so folks, just between the two, I'm going to let everybody make a decision. Rice says Barber Necro. I'm leaning towards Necro because it's always so different. Tell you what. All right, folks, let's go for this nice Necro player, and let's see what we got. So we are playing as the evil players. This is going to be Ranloo the Necromancer, level 1, 1 attack, 0 defense, 2 spell power, 2 knowledge. We have 6 skeletons, 4 of the zombies, and of course we start off with necromancy and wisdom. Very nice things as always. Important to note that we do have the haste spell. Critically important because we don't get an opportunity for a ranged creature until we get to this 5th tier creature with the mausoleum building the liches. So we got an awful long way to go. 2 starting heroes. Number 1, we have Atlas the Barbarian, and we have Rialdo the Necromancer. Now this is interesting because we're starting off in a swamp here. I mean, we're starting off in a swamp. I almost wonder if switching to a Barbarian immediately wouldn't be a good idea. Now, on the one hand, what do you lose? If you go with the Barbarian, there's a possibility you don't get into high spellcasting capabilities, and you often lose the opportunity for that nice little haste to help your troops get down the battlefield. On the flip side, we're going to have no issues with this swamp, whereas right now, any Necromancer will have a problem. So tell you what, here's what I'm thinking. For sure, we are going to be getting that Barbarian very, very soon. The question is do we do a full-on switch? Right now, I'm going to say that the Barbarian is just going to be my secondary hero. So let's have my man and yours, Ranloo, set off with these slow creatures. Well, not so slow. He's kind of slow. And let's see if we can get 2,500 gold to get that second hero today. After scouring the area, you fall upon a hidden treasure cache. You may take the gold or distribute the gold to the peasants for the experience. Do you want to keep the gold? You better believe I do. On a possible difficulty with no starting resources, we need every ounce of gold we can get. There's the 2,500 gold that we needed. Not just wanted, but this is what we needed. So now we're going to pick up all these forces. I'm going to leave all my creatures behind. Let's assume that we're not going to be doing any fights anytime soon. Let's send Atlas off into the swamp just to gather whatever he possibly can. By the way, it looks like on the adventure map, I just realized, oh, that's right, we can see our allies. So we got a green barbarian in the middle sort of position, kind of in the 12 o'clock position. And in the 3 o'clock position, that is going to be where our red warlock friends are. Now we are really kind of a little bit more on our lonesome. Have you noticed? Looks like the barbarians are a little bit closer to the warlocks. Does that mean that they're going to have better support? Are we going to be expected to stand on our own 2 feet a little bit more? Time will tell. Ranloo's going to go to the Shrine of the First Circle. I got to see what this is. Magic arrow. Oop. Magic arrow. That's a good start. We come upon the small shrine attended by a group of novice acolytes. In exchange for your protection, they agree to teach you a simple spell. Magic arrow. Very good. I'm very happy for that. All of a sudden, I think that Ranloo does become a bit of a better option than Atlas. And if we're just going to use Atlas for his pathfinding, so be it. That's not a bad choice. It's really not a bad choice. Tons of things that we could do here. Skull pile, well, upgraded graveyard, folks. It's going to be the well here on this day 1 purchase. We're going to hit end turn and we're going to go on to day 2. Proto says, I found Necro to be the best might-based magic user, to be honest. So Barb will thrive with that. Is it because the Necromancers tend to also kind of spec into attack skill and their faction is somewhat built around that? Might-based magic user, I mean, nobody else really gets attack skill as a magic user other than the Necromancers. Those are really the quintessential magic and might types of heroes. Folks, something lovely just happened. Look at this. We've got a Sulfur Mine. Why is a Sulfur Mine this early so important? If you go and take a look at our build path here, you have 2 divergent roads with the Necromancers. Number 1, you could go the route of going Excavation, Graveyard, Pyramid, Mausoleum, Laboratory. If you go for Mausoleum and Laboratory, it's going to be 10 Sulfur for the Liches, and it's going to be 5 Sulfur for the Laboratory. So 15 total Sulfur. You kind of have a little bit of a bottleneck with your Sulfur for this build path. And then alternatively, you have the excellent, not to be underestimated, Vampires, where you have to go Thieves Guild Mansion, but of course that takes a lot of wood. That's 15 wood right there. So this opens me up to maybe my favorite build path of the 2, and then we'll pick up the mansion whenever we can. Are we likely to get the Laboratory here on week 1? I don't know. We do see a lot of resources around, but I got a feeling that there's an awful lot more to do, an awful long way to go. We do gain control of this Sulfur Mine. That's going to be +1 Sulfur per day. I'm going to pick up this treasure chest. We'll take the gold. We will take the gold. Until I've got reason to believe that Atlas is going to be exceptional for me, I do think that this 1 magic arrow has actually gone an awful long way. Ransacking an enemy camp, we discover this hidden cache of treasures. 500 gold, 5 of the ore, and an old knight will appear at the steps of this gazebo. My liege, I will teach you all that I know to aid you in your travels. 1,000 experience. And just like that, Ranloo has become everything I needed him to be. Oh, everything I needed him to be. Pathfinding is S tier in this current juncture. And it's kind of interesting. So here we got swamp, here we got snow. And here we've got, lava, which, you know, doesn't really actually have a penalty. I wonder where our enemies are situated. Let's see, we've still got cracked earth. We've still got, we've got grass, right? And we still got like beach. What else has terrain? The point is this, is that I'm guessing that our enemies start in some level of poor terrain as well. And so it's really nice that potentially our main hero, Ranloo here, is going to have an opportunity to just cut right through the natural defenses that their home terrain provides. There's another barbarian. If you want to go with another barbarian and just get through the mess, you sure can. I think that right now, I do want to save up to get this pyramid. We're going to need another 5 ore. I'd love to get the statue this early. I would love to. Gold is important. But is that going to be the right play? Is that going to be the right choice? I see an ore mine. It looks like that is actually free. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's hire Jezebel right now. And we are going to send her with everybody, so that way we can potentially fight some fights in the field. Maybe we can resupply somebody else over time. Perhaps we should just dip on into Ranloo right now, and then she can go grab the ore mine. Looks like this is a sawmill. Just barely you can see the edge of it. Let's do this. Let's hand off these troops. All of them? Yes, all of them except for 1 zombie. She will go up and she'll pick up this ore mine. I'm going to assume that we're not going to get into major issues with the ore anytime soon. Let's pick up the statue today. We will call that a successful day 2 and move on to the next thing. And Schmockus is in the chat. Hello, nice to have you here. Welcome, welcome. One of my favorite maps as a kid. Nice. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Did you prefer to play as the good player or the bad player? Because I think that, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing that these maps play very differently depending on who you start off with. There's a witch's hut here with basic luck. We approach the hut and observe a witch inside, studying an ancient tome on luck. An ancient and immortal witch living in the hut with the bird legs for stilts teaches you luck for her own inscrutable purposes. Lady, I am not trying to be scrutable towards you. I am not trying to scrutinize you, but I do wonder why you're living in this house with birds' legs as stilts. What's the mechanics of that? I don't know, but I got many questions. There's an observation tower here. I don't know what this is going to show us. This is kind of interesting. Why an observation tower here? Unless there's something like right here or maybe right here. I'm a little bit confused. We're kind of tucked away in the corner. This observation tower is very valuable. This one, not so much. I think we've already scouted everything in that area, but you know what? I'm not here to question the map maker. I'm sure that they've done this for a wise purpose indeed. 2,000 gold, we will take that over the experience. It looks like lots of orcs guard a gem mine. That'll be interesting to note. I'm going straight for this ore mine though. We will ignore everything else until we can pick that up. And I think that that means sulfur gems. Still missing mercury. We've got one little patch of mercury here. There's a campfire to the north. Maybe that's just a little bit of wood we can barely see. I think that Ranloo is just as good to head out in this direction than he is to do anything. I hope that, oh boy, I hope that we don't regret missing those gems anytime soon. But we do currently have, well, we got one patch right here anyway. Let's just head on and see what we can find. We find the town of Lombard. This is going to be a warlock town. Defenders are unknown, but I'm going to probably risk it in just a moment and see where that takes us. Next up, we got to figure out our next purchases. Remember that we did already get rid of the ore. We spent that on the statue. Let's go with the skull pile. Skeletons can never be a bad thing, even though they are 75 gold, and that is rather expensive. I still think that that's going to be a worthwhile purchase to me. Bookie's in the chat. Feels good, man. We are all here. I'm so glad everybody's here. Thank you all for being here. The pleasure of having you here is mine, trust me. Roman says, this was also one of his favorites as well. You select the Barb of the Necro, and you hope that the Warlock will do most of the work. Is it possible? Is it possible that my friends here are actually going to be effective? I actually don't know, because with FHeroes2, it does play quite differently than Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold AI does. And so FHeroes2 for Warlocks tends to get stuck on Mage Guild levels and Hydras, as opposed to just getting the sulfur necessary to move right into dragons. So I don't know, we will see. I'm hoping for the best, but we might have to plan for the worst. It's gonna be another 1,000 gold. Finally, we get our sawmill here. So it wasn't until day 4 that we picked up our saw and the sawmill and our ore mine, my goodness. More than that though, let's just hope that Jezebel doesn't run into some rogues. She does not. A chance meeting with a famous archer finds you in a game of knucklebones, pitting his bow against your horse. You win. So we don't actually need archery at this point, which is really, really nice. Our lovely, lovely liches will still do full damage over the walls when we are in a siege. And we come upon an obelisk. It's made from a type of stone that we have never seen before, staring at it intensely. The smooth surface suddenly changes to an inscription. The inscription is a piece of a lost ancient map. Quickly, you copy down the piece, and the inscription vanishes as abruptly as it appeared. Okay, this tells me nothing. Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, I know exactly where the ultimate artifact is. Nah. But this is worth noting that, hey, this tells us that there's going to be many obelisks potentially on this map that we got to go find. I'm excited to see, I'm excited to see exactly how many obelisks there are. Oh, I just thought of a recommended suggestion for the FHeroes2 game, okay? So, and this is not something that I think should be included in the base game. I'm just saying, like when modding support and such comes around, that's when this will be maybe better. But here's the thing, right? What if you could choose how many puzzle pieces an obelisk gave you, right? So this one obelisk, this has given us a percentage of the puzzle, right? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1, 2, 3, 8. 6 times 8, 48. There's that many obelisks on a map you could potentially put down, and it'll give you one puzzle piece per. What if you, as a map maker, could decide, I'm going to put down 40 obelisks on the map, but each obelisk that you visit is going to give you 10 pieces of the puzzle. I think that that'd be kind of interesting. So that way, maybe you could have the ultimate artifact like specifically be in the middle of the map, and then you could just clear out the obelisks on your side, and you could still theoretically figure it out where it's supposed to be. Just a thought, just something that might be interesting. I don't know. I don't think it should be included again in the base game, but I do like interesting things, and that would definitely qualify as interesting. +1 mercury per day, pick up the crystal, and it's going to be Ranloo. I'm going to come to this obelisk later. Clearly, there's much more to do there. I think we got enough gold. Let's go for experience on our main hero. He's going to pick up, it's going to be the advanced necromancy. +1 knowledge, advanced necromancy, really not too bad. I do not think I would like this fight. Even though we've got the 9 orcs, I do not think I would like this fight unless I had the magic arrow. I'm going to fight this fight and just hope that the defenders are minimal here. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. There's 43 centaurs here. Are you in? You're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. Okay, well, at this point, 20 points of damage is going to kill, it's going to kill a couple of centaurs, but I think that the most important thing I can do is actually haste this bottom stack of goblins. Maybe not. Tell you what, let's walk across the battlefield once. I don't know if the centaurs are going to attack here or if they're going to attack here, but we're going to get the opportunity to use our haste on whichever group makes the most sense. You just killed most of the orcs for free. How dare you? That is so many. This is so many centaurs. This is crazy. Okay. Okay. Might as well. Yeah, my goodness. So many centaurs. You are kidding me. And then my goblin stack that's supposed to be fast is going to miss their turn due to poor morale. You're crazy. You're crazy. Why are you like this? Thankfully, we're able to sacrifice one single goblin, but this is not the way I would prefer this to go. My goodness. We'll continue to work on these centaurs because there's just so many of them. Their gargoyles are going to get to go first. I think that the haste is about to wear off. It does. So we are going to need to reapply that haste here, but we should be able to reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, so we will be able to reach, but golly, this is not what I had in mind. Skeletons are going to take this first hit. Unfortunately, they're going to take the retaliation. We lose most of them there. I'm going to... Jeez, I don't know what's best here. I think that if I attack the gargoyles, then they're not going to be incentivized to fly down the battlefield here. Maybe I should have taken the shot when I had it. The centaurs did me a real favor and they attacked like 1 or 2 skeletons. Why they did that, I don't know, but I'm grateful that they did. In just a moment, we're going to start to do some magic arrows. We lose 3 goblins here. There's 35 centaurs. There's a couple of these goblins left. 31 centaurs, 30 goblins. First shot off. We are going to win this fight, but golly, it's a good thing we hired 2 barbarian heroes and stole all of their free troops. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Now, this is going to be worth it in the sense that this is a new castle, right? Or rather a new town. So it's going to be an extra 250 gold per day. Basically, this only costs us 6 skeletons because I don't think that goblins and orcs are going to take us into the late game or the mid game even. We're happy for the experience. When we'll get a couple of skeletons back here. Yeah, so this is a net positive in every which way, but still, ooh, let's not do that again. +1 knowledge, very lovely. That's more hastes, that's more magic arrows. But then this choice, Eagle Eye or Navigation. It looks like there's actually a hefty bit of water on this map. It looks like we're surrounded. It looks like at least red is surrounded. Tell you what, we're going to go with the basic navigation. We're going to hope that this isn't a mistake. I don't know if this is good or not yet. We're going to have to just wait. I do see, by the way, this is going to be the Castle of Lombard. We are far and away from getting the requisite wood and ore. It's going to be quite some time. We're going to stay here overnight just to let the troops rest a little bit. In fact, we're going to put all the slow troops up into the garrison so that way first thing in the morning we can set off with maximum movement points. We got 7,400 gold and nothing to spend it on because look at this, we don't have the ore. We're still short on the ore. That means that we're going to pick up the graveyard here and we might have bungled our turn. This statue actually might have been a mistake. Statue actually might have been a mistake. Can you believe it? I sure can. Okay, well, and with that being said, we're going to go on to day 5. Schmackus says, since I was bad at the game as a kid, I always picked the easy route and played the Warlocks. You know, Warlocks have a special place in my heart because they're so fun and they're so daring and they just shoot fire everywhere. They're just good. Who doesn't like a good Warlock game? I think that if you are playing and you're trying to play the very best you can, unless you have some other strategy in mind, I think that the Warlocks tend to be the best faction just to play in general. having the 6-speed flying gargoyles at tier 2, having the range creature at tier 1, having, I mean, they're just top to bottom from tier 1 to tier 4. Warlocks are just exceptional, and that's just the way it is, and that's never going to change. It's never going to change. Maybe I hope it never changes, question mark. Okay, we still do need to get this observation tower, I guess. Oh look, there is stuff in the water. Hold on. There's whirlpools. Okay, so there are whirlpools. Navigation might be important. Might be important. Okay, we'll continue on. A couple of gems. It's gonna be 5 gems. And where she stops, nobody knows. 5 days in. And again, no purchases. Ranloo, if you see any amount of ore, you are obligated to take it. You must take it. You must grab it. There's crystal. There's treasure. It's possible this campfire is going to have ore. Gems. Never been so sad to see gems before in my life. But that's where we're at. Hold on. One sec. We have 1 of each mine available. 1 crystal, 1 gem is still missing. So here's your crystal. Here's your gems. This could be a very strong magic using game. With 2 spell power, 4 knowledge, this could be a game where we should just invest in mage guild levels. Of course, we will do our very best to get into laboratory and mausoleum and such, but tell you what, let's actually see these orcs and these orcs. I mean, they're far too much for us to handle at the moment. Maybe at the beginning of the new week, maybe we'll pick up a sorceress or a warlock, and we can use gargoyles or sprites to help us take these fights. That's going to be what I hope for. That's going to be my plan. In the meantime, Ranloo's going to continue to scout, and we're just going to have to, for the first time in a minute, just not make a purchase here on week 1. That feels kind of bad. Christina Diamonds is in the chat. Hello, everyone. Happy to catch the stream. Christina, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And Win is in the chat as well. Hello, hello. Are you winning, son? Wait, you're older than me. Am I? Well, there you go. There you go. Hey, that's okay. I will take my my lumps from anybody. If anybody has got information or ways I can improve, heck, I will gladly play the role of the avid learner, whoever I'm talking to. So, fear not. Fear not. Goblin Hut, this is going to be 1 up to 25, 24 goblins, not that great. Not that great, not that bad. Another obelisk. Ah, now that's interesting. Is that a hill fort? I think that's a hill fort right there. Yeah, that's a hill fort, I think. Okay, now that's very, very interesting. Given that it's day 6, I think you might as well pick up the free experience where you can. Maybe it'll turn into something great. Scouting's not bad. Scouting is not bad. Let's send Jezebel out into the big wide world. Yeah, let's send her out as quickly as possible. And then I think it'll be Atlas and maybe a 3rd hero, like a Warlock or a Sorceress. Maybe we'll use one of them at the beginning of the new week. But folks, we are absolutely bottlenecked. We have no recourse. We just have to hit end turn and just suffer. The only alternative is this. Do you want to hire more heroes? You could hire more heroes right now. You got some gold. Is that enough? I don't know about that. Maybe it's a large map. Maybe we should just flood the map. We got plenty of gold at the moment. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's hire, which is better, 4 orcs. Let's hire Jaclyn. Let's hire Jaclyn instead of Rialdo. Let's leave everybody behind except for some goblins. Let's send both of these heroes out of the big wide world. The only thing I regret is that Jezebel ended her turn on the gazebo. We can't just pick that up on our way out. That's okay. We will suffer. Suffering, suffering, suffering. And on to a new day. Wow. Gold, gold everywhere, and nothing really to purchase. Roman says, Eagle Eye or navigation? I will take navigation on the all-desert map. It's about principles. I like that very, very much. I really do enjoy that. Yeah, what a choice. Choice between 2 great options. Yeah, no, not my favorite. Okay, we're going to end up having 1 hero go this way. I assume that this isn't going to end. This might end in disaster, but look, I see a sawmill. That means I feel like we must go in this direction. It's day 7, so we're not going to pick up this magic garden before the new day. That's okay. These things do happen. It's going to be Atlas to the south. It's going to be Jezebel is probably going to go. She's going to go straight to that obelisk. Oh, look, we can't go here. Medusa are a little bit too far in the way. We might have a really nice hero chain here actually set up. Hold on. Let's go to here. Let's go to right there. Let's have Jezebel just go to right about there. Don't you think? Right about there? We could hero chain from here to here to here, potentially to there. Yeah, but if you get some nice ranged creatures, you do want to go, or rather some flying creatures, you want to go for the orcs. We're setting ourselves up for possibilities. What this is possibility. This is saying that the future is unknown, but we're just going to play it safe, hold on, and figure out where to go in a minute. Okay. Tanil Tantara with the subscription. Thank you so much for the resubscription. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. And let me take the time to just say thank you to all the people that have followed since we saw everybody last on stream. We've had Bergmar, John, second of his name, BMK, McDuran, thank you all for the follow. And again, Tanil, thank you so much for the subscription. I remember it was a while ago that you mentioned that you really do appreciate supporting smaller streamers, and hey, thank you so very much. The fact that I'm able to just play some games with y'all, that's really my number one thing that I love the most. I really do enjoy very, very much getting the time to spend here with so many wonderful, fantastic, quality people, and you are definitely one of them. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate the support. And Rased says, good versus evil. Isn't that the one of the regular maps in the game, or am I crazy? This is a regular map, so this does come with the base game of the files, and so this is a map that you probably have played before. So yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. We are going to be the good, no, excuse me, we're going to be the bad side. We are going to be officially Necro player, allied with the Red Warlocks and the Green Barbarians. We are up against the good Knights, Wizards, and Sorceresses. We do have 6 months to complete the scenario. I don't know how long it's going to take us to actually complete the scenario, but so far, so good. So far, so good. That's 5 more sulfur. That's not bad. 5 gems from the Leprechaun. Okay, I see you, buddy. This looks like just the little hidey hole of a hobbit hole. That'd be interesting. But yeah, the sawmill, let's grab that. And folks, this is a very, very important moment. What heroes have spawned in our castle? There's not even Boris here with Wilfrey. That's horrible. Oh, that's so bad. Okay. All right. We're suffering. I get it. It's cool. Goodness gracious. We need this second sawmill like yesterday. Because everything, if you look at our build path, it's going to be 15 wood to get into the mansion, right? 5 here, 10 here. Mausoleum costs 10 wood. Laboratory is going to cost 20 if you go the Mausoleum Laboratory route. So one way or the other, we are just in a pickle. We're in a bad spot here. Did these lots of orcs turn into a horde? They have not. So I'm hoping that this is still fairly minimal forces, but we just don't have the ability to really handle these guys at the moment. For the moment, though, I'm going to go for this Thieves Guild into the mansion play. With the second sawmill, I feel confident knowing that if we find 1 pile of wood, we could get vampires first thing in the morning. It'll probably be Atlas is the one that'll take those forces. So in the meantime, let's just pick up 1,000. Very good. 1,000 experience. It'll be +1 attack and logistics. We will take that for our secondary hero. We will now send all these forces out. Jaclyn to do some scouting, I suppose, here to the south. And Jezebel here, not needing mysticism. On she goes. Okay. And at this point, we're approaching the middle of the map. I'm a little bit concerned, folks. I'm a little bit concerned. Is there a really fast knight? Is there a really fast sorceress? Is there a really fast wizard who we are going to accidentally run into and we're not prepared? I kind of hope not, but it is a possibility. We will see. Schmuckus says, when you play with allies, do you plan on stealing their minds? Yes. And this is interesting. So if you're used to playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold, then you can trade minds with your allies. You can flag them back and forth. Here in FHeroes2, whoever flags it first, that's just yours. I couldn't step on this crystal mine, for example, that our barbarian friends have. It's going to stay green if I step on it. So it's actually kind of important that we get out onto the adventure map a little bit quicker, just so that way we can prevent major issues like that. Because if we have to deal with that, then we're going to be cooked. All the resources should flow to us because we have the most agency in the game. Our allies are going to be constrained by their programming. We are going to be the most dynamic thing on this entire map. Folks, you know what that is? That's a Dragon City. I think our plans have just changed. Whatever plans we had before, this Dragon City instantly changes our plans. Whatever plans we had before, this has now become a focal point of this scenario, for good or for bad. It could be good, it could be bad, but for now, there's a bit of an issue. We've got to find a way to manage everything in front of us. Water Elementals guard a really nice artifact. Arcane Necklace, +4 spell power. My goodness, but that's lots of Water Elementals. It's more than I can handle at the moment. Even if I pick up these halflings Yeah, we're gonna try this. Lots of goblins. Let's just make sure we have a single stack somewhere. I think you actually want the zombies closest to the top so they can step in front of the orcs. Really what we're gonna try and do is magic arrow these guys to death. It's not gonna be a lot of magic arrows. It's gonna be 5 of them, but let's fight this fight. And let's make the losses go even better. And Reset says, our minds, comrade. Well, there you go. There you go. I'll say what that guy said. We'll go with what that guy said. And blue-haired girl is beautiful. Zom? Zom is the blue-haired girl? Wait, which one's the blue-haired girl? Jezebel? Maybe it's Jezebel. Yeah, because Jaclyn's got kind of more of like an orange face, and then yeah, it's probably it's probably who we're thinking of there. I do like the portraits. One of my favorite videos I've ever done was just taking a look at all of the portraits from Heroes of Might and Magic 2, and it's really been I know it wasn't maybe everybody else's favorite video, but it really was one of mine because you get to see all the little intricacies and details that the map maker and rather the artists hid within the different portraits. It's really, really cool to see what can be done with this pixel art, and the sprites hold up beautifully to this day. I just really enjoy looking very, very closely at some of these portraits. I think that you are never going to be let down by the beauty that you can find there. Folks, I sent these 3 zombies out here so they could die very, very quickly because I don't really want them in my army, and it turns out that they just refuse to die. Still haven't lost a single zombie. That's crazy. I actually used them as a meat shield and they did exceptionally well. Good job. 20 HP goes a long way for you. Oh, we'll take 6 more skeletons and we're gonna pick up this halfling hole. Oh my goodness, look at this. So first off, we have to say no because we have to adjust our army. Okay, that's fine. Look what we found. Our bottleneck might have been solved. Oh, this might be the most important thing. Okay, all right, our bottleneck is fixed. It's going to take a little while for it to kind of work out the kinks, but it is fixed. So I feel great about that. We're still not going to get the mansion very soon. Oh, we do need the pyramid. Okay, so this actually worked out fine. We need the pyramid as a prerequisite for vampires. And now next thing tomorrow, we're picking up 4 wood. If we can find 1 little patch, I just need 1 patch of wood, then we're absolutely going to go through our enemies and move forward. Move forward with vampires, and once we get the vampires, then we will clear out those orcs. We'll get 1 of each precious resource generating mine, and then we'll just win the game. Well, everybody can go home now. I just told you what's going to happen. There's going to be no wild and crazy things happen between here and there. Everything I just told you is exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be no surprises, which of course, you know, I love surprises. No, I don't. There's going to be no surprises. Everything's going to go according to plan. There's not going to be a single hiccup, but there are going to be nice little bonuses. Look at this, 6 wood. Is that not exactly what I said I needed? Perfect. So 6 wood, that's going to give us these vampires. And folks, at this point, I think that we just take these forces with 3 vampires. 3 vampires? I think that that's enough. With the 45 goblins behind them. Now, the problem is that you're going to end up sacrificing all the vampires. You will end up sacrificing all the vampires. You don't have a haste. So skeletons and mutant zombies and mummies are going to take 2 turns to get down the battlefield. Think that the losses are actually going to be acceptable. I think for the purpose of getting into Mage Guild levels, I think that any losses you accrue here or here are going to be acceptable. The only thing I wish is I wish that we did have a Mage Guild right now. We don't. I don't think it's worth waiting 1 additional day. Is it? Is it for Atlas the Barbarian worth it to wait 1 additional day? We are picking up enough ore. We can stay 1 night. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wait 1 additional night just for a Mage Guild, just so we can get a spell book. There's a magic arrow here. That we'll go out of our way to pick up that. And Atlas is going to, with the power of friendship and magic, go through gems and crystal. That's the plan. Sir, I believe in you. Don't fail me. Please. I can't take any more heartbreak. Another 2,000 gold from that treasure chest. 5 gems from this magic garden. You catch a leprechaun foolishly sleeping amidst a cluster of magic mushrooms. In exchange for his freedom, he guides you to a small pot filled with precious things. Oh, now that's important. So in case you haven't noticed, Jaclyn just stumbled upon this trading post. This could be very useful for lots of trading opportunities, especially if we're looking to maybe get into day 3. I mean, if we're looking to get a Mage Guild and a Mausoleum and a Laboratory, I think that this is actually very, very possible. I think that this is possibly going to be a week 2. Yeah, because we didn't spend all of our gold, this might end up being a week 2 laboratory. We're going to still need to find some additional wood. We do still need some additional help. But right now, I think that we're, with the trading post, having an opportunity we did not have before. So I love it. Reset says, okay, let's not make too many assumptions about the maps I played in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Oh, I just assume that if you're here, you've played every single map ever. No, I know that most people actually don't. I think that most people, 5 additional wood, lovely from this campfire. I believe, and I'm excited to hear what people have to say on the matter, but I believe that for the most part that folks have played these games in the past a bit, and now they love to return and enjoy watching them. That's kind of, I think, the folks that mostly like to enjoy these streams and these videos. But then again, there's some very, very avid players as well. So we get a little bit of a mixed bag here, and I'm just grateful that everybody enjoys themselves in whatever way makes the most sense to them. This witch's hut also had mysticism. I was checking to see how bad my hero is being built. Ranloo is not a good hero. You got the pathfinding, which is good. Wisdom, necromancy, okay. But the navigation and the mysticism, these are both really, really bad. I fear. For a main hero, I don't think that they're that good. We have wandered right into a gold mine. These 33 halflings are going to do a lot of work for us. Now, the problem is that we do have -2 morale. And so even a pack of iron golems, if the halflings miss their turn once or twice, we could be in a bit of trouble. I'm still going to take this fight for this gold mine. I think that that's going to be exceptionally important. I think it's going to be worthwhile. We're going to have a really nice time with that. Let's pick up this Mage Guild. Let's get a spell book for Atlas. Very good. Oh, that feels good. I was hoping for a haste, and we got it. And we got it. Let's purchase everybody we can. Mummies, skeletons. I think I'll wait on the royal mummies, just so that way I can at least split my vampires into 2 stacks. We will hope that the goblins are going to be effective. With the haste, I think that this fight instantly becomes much more winnable than it did before. Let's go and see what happens here. Oh, look how good the losses are. The losses are so acceptable. Oh, love it. Part of the Blind says, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not a fan of the FHeroes2 changes with the mines. In the base game, you were able to make take your teammates' mines, which on some maps was very useful, almost essential. I think that I think that you're right about that, because in this regard, any change to the game is going to change the way that some maps play out, and they may have been balanced around certain mechanics that are now no longer in the game, right? So that is a mechanic that's now different and changed. Which maps are going to suffer because of it? Tough to say sometimes. Like, we don't really know all the time what the ramifications are, but at this point, I think it's clear to me that there are going to be some differences, right? Is that good? Is that bad? I think it just kind of is what it is, right? You do have to take a little bit of the good with the bad, but for the most part, I can't think of a single change that I personally have not enjoyed from the FHeroes2 team. I just do believe that they've done an exceptional job of being very pragmatic and about being very, very careful with the choices that they've tried to make. I think that they've done a good job, but I think that you've also got a very valid point and a very valid opinion from which you're coming on that. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Jamie says, you have the resources for bone dragons though. Oh. Especially the 15 sulfur. I think it's likely. I think it's more likely than not that we're going to make this happen. This poor little vampire's got only 19 HP left. Let's try and help this guy out. 6 orcs perish. I'm going to just do it like this. Again, try and sacrifice these mutant zombies wherever I can. Skeletons will go up or they'll go down. I don't really know. I don't really care. 1 orc goes down here. Oh, the good luck. Such a shame. Such a shame. 13 HP here. I don't want to haste. I don't feel the need for it, but I will move in here. I guess we'll skip. We'll skip. Slow vampire will run away. We'll call it a day. 5 goblins goes down. That's what they're there for. Again, losses look very, very acceptable. Okay. Mammy says also, I was about to say Heroes2 art never disappoints, but then I remembered the elementals. Oh, you don't like the elementals? You don't like them? I do know that they don't look different. In fact, it wasn't really, let's see. Of course, Heroes 3 had very, very different looking elementals because the Conflux faction. I believe it or not, this might be an unpopular opinion. I think that elementals have never been better than they were in Heroes of Might and Magic 4. Something about those Easter Island stone statue heads diggleting their way across the map. I loved the Heroes of Might and Magic 4 Elementals. I really thought that they were really fun. But then again, the point is that, yeah, they do all look kind of the same here. So again, I don't know exactly why, Vammy. Why do you think that they're not as good here? I'd be interested to hear your opinion on the matter. Folks, we found Erlequin. We found a Warlock Wizard Castle. I did it again, darn. It's a Wizard Castle, Wizard Town. Can I say one thing correct? Oh my goodness, this is a Wizard Town. This is where hobbits, this is where halflings and boars and iron golems go to play. All right, I'm gonna be quiet for a second so I can gather my composure. My goodness. But still, if you'd prefer Warlock Town to a castle or a Wizard Town to a castle, I think that you do want the Warlock Town to a castle, simply because the Wizards are going to be okay, but Warlocks later are probably going to be a little bit better. And more importantly, I think that this town's a bit more defended than this one is down here. This one looks a little bit more out in the open. So anyway, folks, we're on to day 4. We're on to a new day, day 5. And Rice to Ruin says, bets on Bone Dragons end of the week too. Now that I've got this beautiful trading post, I think I'm gonna put my money on getting Bone Dragons. Whatever it takes. Roman says, I agree to some extent in regards to Frodo the Blind talking about different strategies. Now the game punishes for non-rushed strategies. That's a very, very good point. And if you are playing this with friends, right, I suppose that the whole flagging the mine and not having it trade back and forth is just to prevent griefing, I suppose. But yeah. Okay, folks, big fight. Ooh, Freeman's Foundry. What if the golems just joined us? And then we turn them into steel golems here. Tell you what, I'm gonna eliminate these 2 orcs. Yeah, I'm gonna eliminate the 2 orcs. I don't think that they're gonna be useful for this fight at all. And then I'll have a slot just in case. I have no reason to believe that these creatures are gonna want to join us, but wouldn't it be great? We'll take a glorious victory all the same. Schmockus may be an option to turn it on and off. I really do enjoy that a lot of people, when they're talking about these adjustments and these changes, generally that's the thing that I hear the most of is, give the players the option to turn things off and on. I do like that idea. I do recognize it takes an awful lot of work from the FHeroes2 team. I recognize that they've got limited amounts of times to do whatever work they want to have on this project. And so, yeah, I'm sure that they would also see that would be a very valuable way of going for it. I do wonder if they just don't have the resources to make that option work. Good luck on the halflings, not to mention they have not lost their turn once. We're feeling great. Good job, my little halflings. Please let the goblins soak in the poor morale. You must be hardy. You must be high in morale, high in fiber. Very good. Very good. Don't be high in fiber. I mean, you can be a little high in fiber. Just don't be too high in fiber. These, oh geez, look at these halflings. 28 damage there, 82 damage there with the good luck, 57 damage, 64. You see, so it's, you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. I'm gonna wait on these zombies. I don't think this one's gonna be able to get into us this upcoming turn. These ones will too. I think it's time to attack. Kind of hate this. I don't want to go forth and attack, but I will. We will take out one full iron golem where we can here. There's 24 HP there, 26 HP there. It's more likely true than not that we kill one of these guys. Let's do this. If we did not, that was a good try though. Good try, gentlemen. Good try. If we get the good luck again, I really want to take out so many of these golems without wasting any damage. 22 HP there. I will have the zombies attack, although I'd prefer for them to go south so that way they can prevent major amounts of damage. With that one stack of iron golems going down, the goblins are now laid bare to this rear stack. I'm not spending my spell points at the moment. This is actually a purposeful decision. It's purposeful because I forgot. No, I do think that there's gonna be a future fight where it's gonna be more important. Right now I'm just losing a couple of skeletons and goblins I don't really care about, so I think that this is actually the way to go. Even though we picked up mysticism, Fox, even though you picked up mysticism, would a few magic arrows have gone a long way in that fight? They really would have, but I don't know. I just wonder if there's going to be a fight that we care about a little bit more. Anyway, we got the gold mine. The important thing has been secured. Oh, look at this. So we're going to pick the experience here. We're going to pick, oh geez, do you want diplomacy as a necromancer? This is the weirdest build ever. If you go for diplomacy here, Jeez. Diplomacy for a Necromancer? Diplomacy for a Necromancer. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. We're building the worst hero I've ever seen in my life, but we're gonna take diplomacy here. If for no other reason, then at least we have the surrender cost reduced. Maybe there's a Xanadu on the map. I don't know. But for now, let's go for this diplomacy. We're happy for the +1 attack skill. Right now, we got 3 attacks, 0 defense, 2 spell power, 4 knowledge. We do have 15 spell points left. And look at this. Standing Stones, Witch Doctor's Hut, a little bit of experience. All right, folks. All right. I don't know if this is the way that I would recommend that everybody plays this playthrough, but this is what we're doing so far. Let it be written and let it be done. Okay. On we go. It's going to be Atlas is going to just schmooze on right through this little area. Might as well pick up the magical well to replenish some of those spell points. He'll go pick up these orcs as soon as he can. Jezebel is heading to the east. Tree City. Very good. Lots of rogues guard. That's okay. I won't mind if they don't mind. Then we do pick up the mausoleum today. It's currently day 5? Day 5, 6, and 7. 6 and 7. We are going to have enough wood, naturally. We are going to have enough sulfur. We are going to have enough ore. All right, folks. Guaranteed we've done it. Perfect. I wasn't sure about the wood and the ore, but this second sawmill and the second ore mine have actually done exceptionally well for us. I am quite pleased. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? Roman says to Fix Fox, there will be no hiccups. There will be no surprises. And then Roman says, just wait for the tight formation. Aw, man. Yeah, it always comes down to that tight formation. I just can't stop it. Jaclyn with the wisdom. Estates is good. If she's not going to be a main hero, wisdom is always good. Let's go with wisdom. Let's go with wisdom. How attached am I to Ranloo? Not very. I am really not attached to Ranloo, especially with how poor this is going. This actually might be my excuse to pivot to a barbarian. This is crazy. And there is spell power and knowledge up here. I'm gonna pivot. I'm going to pivot. I'm gonna pivot 2 weeks into the game from a level 5 Necromancer into a level 2 Barbarian. Is that crazy? Yeah, it's kind of crazy because we're still hoping to use these precious resources for Mage Guild levels. And she's got wisdom. We'll get there eventually. I'm gonna pivot. I don't even care. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And you can't stop me. And then the game crashes. I gotta tell you, there's some times where, as a kid growing up, the games we would play were a little bit too high-end for the computer that we had, our family computer. And so occasionally the games would just shut down. And it always seems like they shut down right when you were about to win. And so we always just said that the computer was like couldn't handle losing against us. And of course we would laugh about it, or we would throw something or whatever. Anyway, I've never had Heroes of Might and Magic 2 just quit the game on me because it doesn't like the decisions I'm making. Anyway, Standing Stones. We have found a group of druids worshiping at one of their strange stone edifices. Silently, they teach you new ways to cast spells, +1 to the spell power. Very good. And I do want this observation tower. Ranloo is basically a secondary hero now. Like, good that you've got the magic arrow. You're still probably going to take a couple of fights for me, but let's see what else is out here. There's Horizon, which is a barbarian town right outside of our allies' barbarian town. I think I'm going to leave this open. I'm going to let my allies capture that. Sprout of the second circle. If this is like a lightning bolt, then I think we take some of these fights. Really want this. Oh boy, I really want that. It is going to be Jaclyn that is running back to pick up some of this other stuff. Oh, you got to go all the way around. Oh, goodness. I thought that I could maybe sneak through right here. Never mind. I'm still going to have her go back, though. All my hopes and dreams go with her. Best of luck, my dear. It's going to be 2,000 gold from a treasure chest. I will pick up the sawmill as quickly as I can, but first things first. As I've said before, first things first. It's day 6. We don't actually need to pick up the laboratory today. If we wait one day, we've got all of the resources. Should we make any purchases, any upgrades? Not to the mansion. Maybe to the pyramid. No, we're getting 4. Yeah. We're just going to wait on everything at the moment. Even the marketplace can't pick up anything right now. Our resources are just that tight. On to a new day. Bambi says, valid opinion. I think ideally any change like this that actually impacts gameplay should be toggleable at the start of the game, kind of like Wake of the Gods has. You know, and I wish I had more experience with Wake of the Gods just so I could see how they do it. But a toggle makes a lot of sense. Again, it just takes like a lot of effort to have happen. Oh, goodness. Shrine of the Second Circle, Death Ripple. That's actually a really nice spell. Oh, that's a really nice spell. Okay. It's a nice spell. It's a nice spell. For a Necromancer, it's good. It's good. Good. We'll go through these orcs. And it's nice that it's on day 7 here, because I think that, oh, these losses are fine. 3 skeletons goes down. I think it's just fine to accept these losses here. And first thing in the morning, we'll pick up +1 crystal per day. We're going to be officially ready to go. Officially ready to pick up as many mage guilds as possible. Before we do anything else, let's get our laboratory. We've got 1 bone dragon ready, and it's going to be 4 total bone dragons ready first thing in the morning. It's coming. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Now here's the question. Are you going to want to transition those bone dragons into a dragon city? Possibly. Possibly. I could see that actually being... I could see that happening. See that happening. We'll see. Rise, Druid says, wouldn't be a good proper fixed stream without tight formation shenanigans. Unfortunately, we don't get to do as much tight formation with the Necromancers, funny enough, just because they don't have as many shooters, and so I don't find it as useful myself. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. I will see if I can oblige. Everybody, I will oblige thee, because I think it's what you want. Give them what they want. An orcish witch doctor living in a hut deepens your knowledge of magic by showing you how to cast stones, read portents, and decipher the intricacies of chicken entrails. +1 to the knowledge, very good. This is going to be our crystal mine. I think I'm going to hire another hero. Yeah, it's going to be Roxana. Even though we don't have as much gold as you would like, we've already spent half of our coffers just to get these bone dragons. I am going to bring forces to the front. I'm going to leave the vampires in the rear at the moment. They just don't feel like a good purchase. They're pretty expensive to upgrade. I will instead take the time to upgrade my mummies. I will bring zombies, skeletons, mummies, and bone dragons to the front. We are officially out of gold, but this is going to be a pretty good resupply, I do believe. So let's send these up to the front. Atlas then is going to be ready for Roxana. Roxana can get to right about here. Right about there. So Atlas is going to be just ready to pick these up. Okay. And then Jaclyn, she's on a mission. She does want to pick up all these +1s before anything else happens. Yeah, she's going to pick up all these +1s. I do want her to pick up this +1 on the defense, though. I do want to just hand over these troops so she can do all this fighting. No, let's have her go pick up these +1. So +1 here, +1 here, and then she can come back for the fort. By that time, the resupply should be ready for her. And then we're just going to draw this invisible line down the middle here so that our enemies know that they stay on this side, I stay on this side. I will handle 2 enemy heroes if there are 2 on my side of the map. They just have to trust that I will handle myself. But if they don't get dragons soon, I'm actually going to go bananas. Ah, they did it. I'm so proud of them. Good job. Aragon the Barbarian has 1 green dragon. Good job. Okay, my allies are great. Good work, everybody. Good work. I am quite pleased. On to a new day. Proto says that would be a great update. Should any of the FHeroes2 team be watching? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. We were actually really happy to have Zents. It would have been last stream or 2 streams ago. Zents took the time and Zents was able to be here. I really appreciate the time because I know that they've got stuff to do. Everybody here is busy, right? I recognize that any amount of time spent here with me is time that you're not spending with your family. It's not time that you're spending with other people or other hobbies or interests. So I really do appreciate all the time that people spend here. So that means I'm talking to you. Yes, you. Right there. You know who you are. All of you. Thank you. But yeah, haven't seen Zents a lot prior to that. I have seen heck, we've had a bunch of people here for occasional streams here and there. So the FHeroes2 team, they do like to see people enjoy their product, that's for sure. And And let's be clear, this is just a fun place to hang out. 2,000 gold here. We're gonna go south through this witch's hut, perhaps with Jezebel. This looks like maybe a natural sort of choke point. Yeah, this might be a little bit of a natural choke point. If you look at this map, my red ally just picked up this Magellans map. Look what this did for me. I can see the entire rest of the map now. We can tell that there's a yellow player near here. We can tell, I mean, I'm guessing that there's 3 starting spots and that this is mirrored with 3 starting spots. Hold on, who's yellow? Yellow are the knights. So yellow knights are probably in this area. I wonder who started off in the desert, and I wonder who started off in the cracked earth. Maybe the pathfinding was better than I gave it credit for. At least if we move on over to Jaclyn, she's going to retain that bonus. So pretty interesting to kind of consider what we got going on there. I'm going to switch. Remember, we're going to keep the vampires going home. Let's send everybody else, including the goblins. Sure, why not? Roxana, your job is done. Back you go. And then Atlas, I suppose that there might be some good stuff up here. I just don't really... Let's see. Ooh, if we lose one single bone dragon to this enemy here, you feel so silly. I think I'd much rather make sure that we pick up everything else. The rogues want to run. I am going to engage them. A little bit of free experience. Couldn't hurt anybody. And then, yeah, let's go straight for this artifact. Straight for the +4. Okay. On to a new day. We've got 11 wood, 6 ore. The possibility of upgrading Lombard is looming. We're just not there yet. Bammy says, I think that the only thing that is a good gameplay change 99% of the time is the one where they made heroes not start at max movement when being recruited the same day after a retreat. So one of the strategies that people often have used in the past and sort of abused is the idea of hiring a hero and then sending them with one really, really fast unit so that way they could just destroy the enemy with some spells and then run and then just do that again and again and again until they ran out of gold. And so you like the change that prevents that from being spammable. I think that that is a really good approach too. I think that that was one of the best changes they could have ever possibly made. So I'm on the same wavelength as you there, Bammy, for sure. Okay, Jaclyn has got, I mean, bad morale only for these goblins. Everybody else is good to go. I think we're about to cruise through these forces. It looks like Ranloo as a level 5 hero. I think that they might want to just start heading back up for some spells. They can be a very competent spellcaster. A very competent spellcaster. We are now to the point where Mage Guild levels makes a lot of sense. So let's head up. And we'll have Jaclyn go through the +1 for the fort very, very quickly. There's a halfling hole. There's an observation tower. Is this an enemy hero? Look, oh no. Jezebel is gone. Look at this. The magic garden, the little indicator for the little gentleman there, the leprechaun is gone. Therefore, there's probably a hero right here. I think that Jezebel's going down. I can't help it. It is what it is. It's over. He's cooked. Say goodnight to the bad guy. Through these centaurs shouldn't be too big of a problem. We will take the experience there and the +1 defense. And 4 attack, 2 defense, 2 spell power. I'm going for this Dragon City. We're doing it, folks. On to a new day. Rased says, with friends, it probably helps. AI doesn't get as much leniency. Yeah, that's probably the best way of looking at it. Yeah, if it was my friends, like we would coordinate. We would say, hey, I'm going to take this town, or hey, I'm going to take this mine. But if you don't have friends, if you can't have that level of communication, then yeah, the AI just is going to have to suffer with my choices. Okay, look, there's an obelisk and there's an observation tower. Perfect. We pick up this really key observation tower. What does this show us? This shows us, so I guess purple is to the left, or rather to the west. Looks like the yellow knights have got an awful lot of distance here. There's 2 castles in the middle. Yeah, yellow knights are just swarming all over the place. I'm going to actually stay right here with Jezebel so that way she can maybe get to this obelisk. She's done. She can't escape at this point, but maybe she can pick up the obelisk before it's all done. That means that the wizards have to be in this side. That's actually kind of nice that wizards and warlocks get the opportunity to fight each other. I'm good for that. Very much good for that. Hey, alrighty. I think that the enemy's turns are going to take quite a bit longer now that we get to see what they're up to. Let's take Jaclyn the Barbarian. I don't think that this is going to be an easy fight, but I think that if you can get the red dragons now, you'll get +1 dragons per week. That's going to go an awful long way for us. So let's go pick up this fight. It's going to be pretty brutal, but we are going to survive, I'm sure. And then Atlas to the north. Ranloo's also heading back. I've got 3 heroes heading back. That can't be correct. That can't be correct. Roxanna's going to drop off the vampires because I want to turn them into vampire lords at some point. Roxanna heads back out. Any other purchases to make? Yeah, we talked about mage guilds, at least up to level 3. Cold Ray, Steelskin, Death Ripple, not bad. Yeah, and let's just kind of see where this goes. So now that we've got that observation tower, we're seeing our green ally here. We've got our red ally here. Red ally's got, it looks like, uncontested sea control, which is actually great. I'm glad that the warlocks, if anybody, kind of have that sea control. And unfortunately, Jezebel does go down. The enemy had a little bit too much movement points, even with the 2-speed peasants. Joe Josh must have some logistics. He simply must. Do 6 halflings kill 1 zombie? They do. They do at least 20 points of damage. So I would still rather have the watchtower or the observation tower rather than the obelisk at this point. I'm still happy with everything we just saw there. Rise to Run says, halflings should have a 5% chance on attack to summon Treebeard to throw rocks for them. What if it didn't? What if it was simply cosmetic? What if it was simply a cosmetic change that didn't actually adjust gameplay in any way? That would be fun. That would be fun. Just every now and again, like all of a sudden, just a giant Treebeard just appears on the map. I ship it. I ship it. I'm here for it. I'd be good for it. Let's see that happen. We'll go with the diplomacy, just for retreating purposes. And Astra, I think it's time, my dear. I think it's time. We'll go and do this fight. Let me get caught up on chat real quick, though. Roman says, 1% chance to summon Archmages. The Archmages will summon Eagles, but only when the scenario is finished. That would be really, really funny. I like that idea. Only when the scenario is finished. Of course, a nod to J.R.R. Tolkien. The Eagles show up only at the very last possible moment. Nami says that the camera's edge is aligned to the hero screen edge. Is that intentional? What? My camera's edge is aligned to the hero's screen edge. Is that intentional? Right there. Right there. I don't know. Intentional? No. If you wonder, does FixFox do intentional things? I do intentional things. I'm not sure. I'm guessing the answer is no in this case. Probably not. And Reset says, uh-oh. Ruh-roh. I do enjoy that there was, okay, it's very sad, but there was an airplane that went down because aviation crashes do happen. And on the black box of one of those crashed airliners, the last thing the pilot said before the black box went silent was ruh-roh. That was it, man. That was it. Okay, folks, Dragon City. You stand before the Dragon City, a place off limits to mere humans. Do you wish to violate this rule and challenge the dragons to a fight? That is why I'm here. Now, what are the reasons not to fight this fight? Every single dragon in this fight is going to be tougher than my bone dragons. Every single one. From the 3 green dragons to the 1 red dragon to the 1 black dragon. They're going to be tougher than I am. That sucks. But we do have these peripheral troops that are low level but should still do some damage. Jaclyn does have some pretty good stats with 4 and 2. I mean, I think I can take this fight, and if I can, it'll be worth it. Even if we lose 3 bone dragons, this will still be worth it. AI thinks we're going to win. Let's see if FixFox can avoid messing this up. Okay, black dragons immediately take a swipe out of the bone dragons. Look at that, though. 1 black dragon only did 32 damage to the bone dragons. That seems fine to me. Let's just avoid double hex attacks, and I think that the fight's actually going to go much better. Royal Mummies will just step to here, actually, all the way around. So that way the goblins can step up without too many issues. We're not even going to lose a bone dragon on this first attempt. This feels good. There. 94 points of damage. Okay. You might as well attack at every given opportunity. Will 45 hit points worth of damage go down here? It does. It does. Oh my goodness, you're kidding me. Look at this. This green dragon did 47 HP. Previous ones were doing 33. And this guy just got incredibly lucky. You dog. Oh, and that was just barely enough to take out a full bone dragon. That's crazy. Okay, well, I'm doing 82 up to 175 damage to the green dragon, a little bit less to the red dragon, a little bit less to the black dragon. There's only 45 HP here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like the Goblins cannot reach the black dragon. 146 points of damage there. If I attack here, and if I kill this dragon, then this other one's going to get in and get some damage off on me. How did you do damage somewhere? Do we have luck? Poor morale, normal luck. I'm going to go for this. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. Looks like the mutant zombie is going to be able to maybe do the damage to the black dragon. So I'm going to go for this red dragon here. Retaliation. Do a little bit of damage on the cross hit. Goblins are going to take a little bit of damage off of the red dragon. Unfortunately, yeah, due to turn order and speed, we still took more damage than we wanted to. 106 right here. Don't want to set myself up for the double hex attack, but I think that they're just going to continue to focus on the bone dragons. I think. This guy's going to be at the end. I'll attack here. And look, so they've actually peeled off. They've decided not to go for the bone dragons. I thought that they would just focus on the bone dragons. I'm actually okay with you peeling off. I'd rather lose some of these other low quality troops. It's very unlikely we kill this one dragon here. Very unlikely we kill anywhere but here. I'm still going to give it a shot. Hey, if this guy can get max damage, maybe I can too. Nope, not quite. 86 points of damage, not great. That means that this mutant zombie stack, you got to choose 13 points of damage, 10 points of damage. Dang, I just need to finish these guys off. We will do that there anyway. Another bone dragon does go down. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. A little bit of a double hex attack there. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. It does. At least I said it before it happened, so that way you knew that at least I was thinking about it. 29 HP there. Yeah, the only reason that the AI is fighting this fight so much better than me is because of the way that the double breath attack works. We did lose the one bone dragon we already discussed, and now it's time to just crowd around. We are going to win, but is this my favorite fight? Answer no. I still think there was an opportunity to do this fight much better than we did. So 58 HP there, down to 13. It'll be the bone dragon to finish this off, but still, even though we lose everybody but one bone dragon for a 1k experience, we'll take the logistics. We will take, in place of this, the dragons. Having defeated the dragons champions, the city leaders agree to supply you with some dragons to your army for a price. Do you wish to recruit dragons? You better believe I do. So I think I've actually got room in my army to make this purchase. I do. And Jaclyn now has traded 3 bone dragons for 2 red dragons. I actually think that that's a good choice. The only reason that this is not good is because now our morale is really bad. Bone dragons are not affected by the morale. Dragons are. If we can find one morale artifact anywhere, I think we're going to be much, much better off. I'm going to see if I can get rid of this one stack of goblins. We're going to work our way back north. Rather than go south, I don't think that south is the play at the moment. I don't think that that's particularly useful. Let's go north. Let's get our spell book. Let's go get everything we need to be exciting and fun and fantastic. It's day 5. We will head all the way back. And Jaclyn, let's use that basic wisdom. Once you get here, we'll get that level 3 mage guild. Perfect. Okay. Alrighty. Morale status? No. Reset says. As far as morale goes, we have none. We have none. But you know what we do have? I mean, we got this upgraded mausoleum available to us. I don't want to take that. I'm going to go for the... Hold on. Do we have anybody nearby that can go grab this trading post? We're going to go south. Somebody's going to go grab the trading post, and we're going to make this purchase right now. I'm going to go for the upgraded mausoleum. It's going to take me another day away from the Mage Guild. That's for sure. But this way I can get the Power Liches, and hopefully as a 6-speed creature, they're going to help turn the tide of battle very, very quickly. I think that we are about as strong right now as we are ever going to be. I think that we should take our forces, and if we could go straight for the wizards, we would. I think since we can't, we're going to instead head south and go straight for the sorceresses. We're going to let the knights get cleaned up by maybe some of my allies. Maybe my allies are going to be useful. Let's go take out whatever phoenixes the enemy is about to pick up. Again, just as soon as Jaclyn gets back into the fray. Let's do this. Let's have Ranloo actually meet up. And Ranloo is going to hold on to everybody but the fastest troops. Yeah, these 5-speed dragons. We're going to... 5-speed. Yeah, we're going to hold on just like this. And so Ranloo can just mess around. I don't care what Ranloo does, but I do want Jaclyn to get back as quickly as possible. She's got to go all the way to the castle. It can't just be a normal resupply. Okay, Roxanne is going down. Atlas is ready for that trading post. Still a little bit away from there. Good, not bad, not bad. And for the first time, it looks like my green and red players are going to clash with purple and yellow on the western half of the map. Green players decided to go by sea, and they've landed near a town to the very northern tip of that lake. That's very, very interesting to me. Red is also continuing to go on the east side of the map, walking their way down. But again, they do also have a strong navy, so they are making a lot of movement here. A lot of changes going on here. My allies do share my vision, so they did see these enemy players nearby, but I'm guessing that because we get to go first every time, that our allies might put ourselves in danger. But Tanya barely survived this fight. I don't know who this hero was. I hope that they weren't very good, but I'm guessing that Thundax is going to get the opportunity to clean up Vitania and then possibly Ambrose. Oh, but Ruby is waiting in the wings, as is Luna. Oh, buddy, be very, very careful. Level 5 hero, those do not grow on trees. Please stay safe. With this one Bone Dragon, do I dare go through these Medusa? I don't think I do. If I dismiss the goblins, my morale gets a little bit better. 33 halflings. Haste, Magic Arrow. We do have the Death Ripple. If I can just win this fight, I'll clear out whatever's up here. That could be pretty useful for me. You know what? Jaclyn is literally right here. Just let her walk to like here or here. And just borrow the forces, like borrow the red dragons really quickly, fight the fight, win the fight, and then hand them back. Like that's all you got to do. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Okay. Whoop. Ranloo, you did it. Nice job. Oh, there's somebody else, but again, he's got the bone dragons. He should be fine. Jaclyn's going up. Roxana is high-fiving her as they go south. Atlas will continue on for, is it plus 5 gems or 500 gold? It is going to be the 500 gold. He's going to stay on this trading post. We'll think about the gazebo. We can grab that and then come back because we don't need any other purchases at the moment. We might end up trading some precious resources for gold. I got a feeling that we're actually running dangerously low. It's a good thing that we picked up this gold mine. This 1,000 gold per day has actually been exceptionally important for us. What is green going to do now? Green better not take those water elementals. Behind the water elementals are... Did you see that? Behind the water elementals is that arcane necklace for the spell power. I do really, really want that. It would be really, really nice if my barbarian hero was able to use spells very effectively. But I don't know. If that's a good green player, if that green hero continues to walk in that direction, we might be in trouble. Folks, it's a new week, Week of the Dog. Important to note that this upcoming week is going to be the Week of the Plague. We better remember what Bearded Man always tells Fix Fox, and we better not forget to avoid Week of the Plague, or rather Month of the Plague. Atlas. Atlas is looking at Vitania like it's a wet noodle fight. I will take the logistics. He's instantly just become an exceptionally nice hero for us. Do we have the resources for the Mage Guild? We do. It's going to be Anti-Magic Mass Bless. Now, the problem with Mass Bless is for this Mage Guild, for a Necromancer castle, this is absolutely useless. I like Mass Bless generally, but with dragons who are immune to magic and the undead who can't be blessed anyway, that's about the worst thing that could have happened there. That's crazy how bad that was. That's crazy how bad that was. Jaclyn is going to take the leadership. I think the mixing troops is going to be more valuable than the diplomacy. So we'll go in that direction there. I don't need Atlas to stay here. Thundax is probably going to ward off Vitania. Ranloo's exploring. Oh, it's dwarves and a gem mine. I will defeat that. I'm not going to lose the bone dragon, but we will defeat these guys. Very good. I think that this scenario is going quite well, folks. I think that this scenario is going quite well. The only reason that I'm not 100% sure is because I don't have eyes on the wizard player. If the wizard player's got Titans, then of course, instantly the fight is way harder than it was before. I just don't know if it is or is not. Like, we're still waiting to find out exactly how bad the enemy is outpacing us. It could be a little, it could be a lot, it could be none at all. We just don't know. Skip. Skip. Back up. I bet you if I hit end turn, or rather just end combat right here, I'm guessing that the AI would be smart enough to not lose me this fight. Problem is I don't know. Because I don't know, I feel like I have to babysit this a little bit. It's gonna be 2 to 3. It's gonna be 4. It's gonna be 3. Okay. Couple here, couple there. Zombies are gonna step up just right there. And I think now I can hit Q and I'll end the battle and there'll be no losses. Okay. Alrighty. These losses are acceptable. That's what I really meant. 7 skeletons back, a couple of gems. Yeah. And even these gems, even though we already have a gem mine, we can trade these resources and that'll feel pretty fine. Road to the Blind says, the thing that usually gets me on this map is the time limit. 6 months is rough, man? Oh no, is 6 months rough? Let's see, we're not quite into month 2. We're definitely taking, I don't know. Are we going fast or are we going slow? I don't actually know if we're going fast or slow at the moment. I suppose it all depends. I suppose it depends on how your allies do. If your allies are doing a really nice job, then yeah, I think you win the fight fairly quickly. But if not, then yeah, then you're having a bad time. It all depends is kind of what I'm saying. And I think that everybody else knows that as well. Here's a question that I don't know the answer to. Can my allies go to the dragon city that I have like internally flagged? And can they get the dragons even though like we're allied, but they are not the ones that like flagged the dwelling? I don't know the answer, but I would like to know. And I don't know how I can test it out very well. Ranloo is going to get a Thunder Mace of Dominion. I'm actually very happy for that because in case you haven't noticed, it's my only artifact so far. I can't believe I haven't found a single other artifact. Is that crazy? There hasn't been a single other artifact found on this map yet. Huh. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. 4th level Mage Guild doesn't matter. We don't have the advanced wisdom. I would like to get a little bit more crystal so I could get upgraded Vampire Lords. Let's see. It looks like Vitania has escaped. I'm just going to go trade for the crystal real quick. We do want to save some amount of wood, though. Just got to remember that, because we might want to upgrade a castle really quickly. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Wow, that's a lot. I think you got to have at least 10 gems left over, but we do have a second gem mine now, so that's actually not too bad of a play. And then here. Okay. So we're going to upgrade vampires into vampire lords. We only got 7,500 gold left, though. That's crazy. It's not nearly enough. We're going to end up staying here for a little bit longer. I almost wonder. We don't have the wood for it, but upgrading this town to a castle might be a very good decision just so it turns into more of a gold mine. Yeah, 2,500 gold per day up to 3K would be really, really nice. Okay, so let's consider then. Do we make all of our purchases today or do we wait overnight? I think that we wait overnight. I think that we will get 1 Power Lich. As a 6-speed creature, we'll be ready to set off first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, we will leave on day 3 and just hope that we find everything we need. I'm going to wait to purchase this dragon until the enemies either get too close to me or until we go south. Jaclyn's ready to go. On to a new day. But yeah, 6 months. That actually feels... I don't know. 6 months kind of feels like a lot. Doesn't it feel like a lot? 6 months. You know what? On a large map... I'm guessing that this is actually very, very difficult to do with like single hero mode. I'll bet you that this map is nearly, I don't want to say it's nearly impossible with single hero mode, but because there's multiple avenues, there's 2 main avenues. It looks like one to the west and one to the east. And then also because you have ships that can go through whirlpools and you can just pop up behind enemies, I imagine that tracking down some of those final enemies is going to be a bit of an undertaking, isn't it? I'll bet you that does mean that this is going to potentially be an opportunity to use multiple heroes very effectively. Otherwise, you will miss out on completing the scenario more quickly. I'm guessing, Frodo, that that's probably what you've experienced. I'm guessing. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. So expensive. 3 Vampire Lords. It's 900 gold to upgrade them all. Let's focus on first things first. Bone Dragons? Yes, yes. Vampire Lords? I mean, do you want 4 Power Liches or do you want any amount of the Vampire Lords? I don't know the answer. I'm going to assume the Vitania's not going to be able to reach me. I don't want to trade. I really want to trade. We're not going to a level 4 Mage Guild anytime soon. Everything is upgraded. Save the sulfur. Let's get rid of everything else. Let's get rid of everything else. We're even going to get rid of half of the... No, you want to keep the ore. 16. You can trade down to 16 only because you're going to pick up 4 ore per day and 4 wood per day. Let's head back. And hopefully this is enough gold. With another 6k gold, is this enough to make a power stack of vampires that might not die on the adventure map or the battle map? I don't actually know. And power liches are so expensive for what they do. And they die so quickly to spell power. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to go for these vampire lords. More than anything else, we're going to hope that they stay alive. Really, you want to get to about 20 to 30 vampire lords before you really get them involved in fights. But for now, we're going to take this. We're going to go south. And we're going to go straight for these magic users. These purple sorceresses are not going to know what hit them. They don't have phoenixes yet, not as far as I've seen. Let's go on to a new day. And we had a new follow. Christian46290, thank you for the follow. It's a pleasure having you here. Welcome, welcome. We are having a really, really nice time playing some FHeroes2. Of course, this is the resurrection version of the game. And I love it because of all the quality of life buff. And this is the good versus evil playthrough, which you can find in the base game files for your normal high quality Heroes of Might and Magic 2 Gold. So far, I mean, let's see, we're not quite to month 2. This is the final week of month 1. I feel like we've gotten a really nice push onto the map. I feel like we've done a pretty good job of still leaving some opportunities for our allies. I think that the red player is doing an excellent job by sea. I'm sure that whoever's troops these are absolutely seasick, my word. But red's gotten into the water and they've been able to, hopefully, it looks like, clear out all of the flotsam and gems and crystals and whatever else they can find in the water. Hopefully, that's going to mean dragons sooner rather than later. We do know that our allies here have gotten up to green dragons. We know that our allies here have at least gotten up to cyclopes. So far so good. No confirmation on whether or not we see phoenixes. No confirmation on whether or not we've seen crusaders. Paladins we have seen. Crusaders we have not seen. Oh, look at Astra. Carry me to victory, babe. Just carry me to victory. Make my job so easy for me, please. Okay. Christian asks, what's your favorite type of town? I gotta tell you, the wizards are my all-time favorite. Tactically, they may not be the very best because of how difficult it is to get into the upper tier creatures for them, but I really love the aesthetic. I'm a huge fan of Tolkien, and everything with the wizard faction just screams, you know, that brand of hero adventure for me. So I do love the adventure. I can't help it. I am what I am. And yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. I do love tactically, as we discussed earlier, if I have to win this map, if my soul is on the line and I'm playing the devil for my very soul in a game of Heroes of Might and Magic 2, I'm probably going to go for the dungeon faction. But otherwise, I think that my actual favorite, it does come down to the aesthetics, and that does matter an awful lot. Worth noting that that's actually the same reason why I really, really love Heroes 2 and Heroes of Might and Magic 2 more than Heroes 3. Doesn't mean I don't love Heroes of Might and Magic 3, because I do. I revere it as an exceptional landmark in quality gaming. And in fact, if there is a top 100 gaming list of all time that doesn't include Heroes of Might and Magic in some way, shape, or form in the list, I think it's an invalid list. I really do. I think it's a completely invalid list. So Heroes 3, if people say that's their favorite and the best in the series, it's hard for me to argue. But when it comes down to everything else and the totality of what the game represents, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, by that same reasoning, the Wizards, maybe they're not tactically the best, but aesthetically they are my favorite. Part of the Blind says, yeah, you usually do run out of time right at the end of the map. Okay. Oh, and it's chasing down heroes, finding a town I missed. We might hope that the enemies have built up like a level 3 Mage Guild. If we can get like a view towns or, I don't know, some other view resources or whatever, that could help us avoid some issues there. We will have to wait and see. Not too sure. Not too sure. What can we expect out of our enemies? I'm still kind of figuring this out because so far I haven't felt a lot of pressure. For the first time. Oh wait, hold on, that's my guy. Aragon's got 4 red dragons and you've got 2 black dragons? We haven't seen a single Titan yet, have we? Oh my goodness. Folks, I hate to tell you, but I think that the evil side is overpowered. I think that the good is just not good enough. Huh. Who could have guessed? I surely wouldn't have. Atlas is probably good to trade off this dragon. It's going to be Jaclyn at level 5 with 7 attack, 2 defense, 2 spell power, 3 knowledge. We never picked up a spell book. The whole reason we went back was for the spell book. Jaclyn. I'm a little bit disappointed. So now, you know what this means you have to do? This means you have to go kill the sorceresses and take their magic. There's nothing else for it. You cannot fail. Failure is not an option. My goodness. Okay, moving on. Proto says, I will admit, the last time I played this map was the gold edition, so seeing your allies' views makes this a lot easier. That's very, very true. I mean, for no other reason than my allies picked up a Magellans map for me. Like, that's really cool. That's kind of helped me plan and figure out where I ought to go. They're doing a really nice job, I think, of getting into the enemy. Maybe whichever side has the normal person player, maybe they're going to have the advantage. If for no other reason, then I can go deep into the heart of the enemy and I can get an observation tower here, and that has led my allies to really go forth and adventure. It feels like they've not been ones to wait behind and just like avoid fights. By the way, worth noting, evil, evil, evil. Red's going to get the opportunity to attack Luna. Green's going to get the opportunity to clear all this out. Yeah, getting to go first actually might be a huge bonus here. More so than we had anticipated before. Okay. But I suppose that from playthrough to playthrough, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see, you know, how the playthroughs differ. In this instance, yeah, my heroes are doing an okay job. My allies are doing an okay job. I don't know if they're going to continually be better or not. It might be that we just got a very lucky playthrough where my allies picked up tons of sulfur and they went straight for dragons. That could be the case. It could be that the orange player doesn't have like titans yet. It's highly unlikely. Let's actually take a quick peek and see. Oh, we don't have enough information. Is there an oracle anywhere? I haven't seen an oracle. Yep, green player takes out all of yellow's strength there. That's awesome. Way to go. Nice job. Still sailing around for whatever reason. Not too sure where they're trying to get to. But they've got 2 heroes in the boat now. That's crazy. Oh, and they're landing right on top of the yellow players. I believe that's the knight starting castle. That's interesting. How crazy would it be if my allies completely defeated yellow before I even got the chance to do combat with one of their heroes? That would be insane. I don't know if that's likely or not. Oh, my green ally? Troyan, several phoenixes. Okay. All right, so there's definitely some amount of strength here with my foes. Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Looks like Roxanne is probably going to get to right about there next time. Atlas is probably going to go to right about there. I'm setting myself up for one more red dragon. I don't want to get too close to Troyan, though. Jaclyn, this is what you're here for. Bone dragons, red dragons in the lot. I think you got to go here. This is the little gap. This is the little area here. Oh, I wish that red and green could both work on Troyan, but look, 3 really strong evil heroes. Troyan, you are officially surrounded. Throw down your weapons and surrender, and we will show you mercy? Maybe. We will see. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't love playing as the evil player. It kind of hurts my heart. I would just prefer to play as the good guy. In a game where you get the opportunity to choose your dialogue and you get to choose some of your actions, wouldn't you rather play as the good playthrough? One of my favorite games I not finished that I'd still like to get back to was Undertale, and it was at the recommendation of Vammy that we kind of played that game, and I really enjoyed Undertale as far as we got to play it. I can already start to see that my choices will matter later on. But in a game that you get the opportunity to choose to play either good or evil, playing as the good player just tends to make my heart a little bit happier. What can I say? Folks, it's a new month. Astrologers proclaim this to be the month of the dwarf. That means that there is dwarves everywhere. Dwarves everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Okay, look at this. The green player actually did a nice job. They brought the several phoenixes down to a few. I think that we are just going to put strength on strength here. I can't pick up the mercenary camp and attack Troyan. I don't want Troyan to escape. I'm gonna go pick up Troyan. We're gonna fight this fight. Hopefully we get the artifacts. Look at this. How does this fight go so well? We gotta check this out. I am gonna use the auto combat. I'm gonna accept the results of this fight, but I'm trying to figure out how the AI fought this fight so well. 0 attack, 0 defense. Well, that's the reason why. 7 attack, 2 defense. Yeah. Even without spells, your little magic arrow doing 40 points of damage, that's not going to do it for you. Yeah. All you got to do is fight right here. But let's just kind of see the way that the AI does this. I agree. I would say Bone Dragons to probably here. Really, just focus on the unicorns. Bit of a surprise. Okay, focus on the nomads. You want to take them out before they get a chance to go again. The AI just has no self-preservation. They just didn't want to survive this fight. So if there's a single artifact on this hero that we just take from them for free, then that was a complete failure by the FHeroes2 AI. Okay, there's no artifact, so it's fine. But yeah, interesting the way that went. Do you want diplomacy? I don't plan on losing ever. I don't plan on losing, but we'll still take that anyway. Okay. Ranloo is ready for a full resupply. We've got plenty of gold to do that now. I'm just going to hit M, purchase everybody we can. That only purchased us the Bone Dragons. Never mind. Never mind. We're waiting. We're getting 3,200 gold per day. Let's wait like 4 more turns, and then we will go out and fight. Yeah, then we'll go out and fight. Oh no, I messed up. Roxana was supposed to do a little bit of a hero chain for me, wasn't she? Yeah, my bad. Whoops. Can Atlas reach at this point? Not quite. Roxana can get to right about there. Let's just set ourselves up just like this. Yeah, we'll have Jaclyn backstep to get this and that, and then we'll go on ahead. But ideally, I would have not purchased these Bone Dragons. I would have waited till tomorrow to do that. My bad. Oops. And Christian says, what do you have to do as the evil player? What type of map is this? Great question. So this is just a evil side versus good side. So 3-on-3 playthrough. There is no objective such as finding an ultimate artifact or reaching a certain gold limit. None of that is applicable in this case. This is all simply defeat the opposing side, take out all of their heroes, destroy all their castles. And if you do that, then whichever side is remaining, they are the victor. However, it's kind of interesting that if I am a evil player and my enemy is a good player, and we are both computer players, if the 6-month time limit is reached, 6 months, who wins and who loses? Bit of a good question there. I don't know how that works. A little bit of internal programming logic that I'm not privy to. We need 250 gold additionally. Okay. I guess we're going to marketplace. We need 3,500 gold. Let's just trade for that really quickly. Really bad ratio, but I'm still going to do it. 33, 2, and 2. Okay. That's 1 additional red dragon. We are going to bring them to the front. I'm anticipating 3 phoenixes. Next time that we are coming up against some purple enemies. I think that this red player, they've taken this castle. Oh, there's a little land bridge. I don't think that they're going to continue up this way. Unless I scout that, I don't think that they're going to take the time to go and see that. So, kind of interesting to try and play this whole scenario around figuring out what I think my allies will do. Because there's what I know that my allies should do, and then there's also me figuring out what do I think my allies could do. And I really have no idea. I really have no idea. Worth noting that my allies are the only ones in the water right now. We are the only side that really has amphibious attacks. And because of that, I think that we have a distinct advantage. I think that the AI is going to constantly never really egress out of their starting area and try and fight us. I think that we are always going to be kind of keeping them on their heels. That gives me actually time. Not just a little bit of time, but a lot of time to sally forth and defeat 1 player at a time. It might be very, very soon that I end up needing to do a secondary hero. Like we already talked about Ranloo doing that kind of job in a little bit. I think Ranloo is probably going to go in this area. Maybe there's going to be a boat. Maybe there's going to be an opportunity to set sail from here and then land right on top of the wizard's face. That might be what we end up doing in a little while. Purple still being a little scary. A little scary. Ranloo needs to wait one more turn. Roxana. Where I picked up that. I know that there's another 500 gold over there. And yeah, Ranloo's going to wait one more turn. I don't think that we're going to get up to green dragons, but I am going to pick up the crypt. Crypt could be useful just because the 1 speed or the 6 speed 1 hex flying creatures could be very, very useful. Ambrose the Knight. This guy's worth picking up, don't you think? If for no other reason than Ambrose is going to give you the estates, we are going to pick up Ambrose when we get enough gold. I think that that'll happen fairly quickly. Jamie says, speaking of game recommendations, I recommend a game, The Banner Saga, to Kelvin a while ago, and according to the streaming schedule on his Discord, he would be streaming it today. Cool, Banner Saga. Is that, what kind of game is that? Is that like a platforming game? Is that like a strategy game, turn-based? Is that a first-person shooter? I'm interested to know what is Banner Saga. Let me know. And Pixel's in the chat. Everybody, one of my favorite French phenom streamers is here today with us. Pixel, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. How the heck have you been? Hopefully you're doing some great things. I've really enjoyed your playthroughs on YouTube of the different, it's been Olden Era recently. You've been playing a lot of Ister with the Temple faction. How the heck have you been enjoying your Olden Era experience? Let me know, I'm interested to know. Luna's hanging out here, Dawn's hanging out here. And I'm kind of stepping on myself. Look at this. Me and Aragon are both pushing into this area. Do I really need to continue up the road here with Jaclyn? I don't know if I need to continue up this road. If he can just defeat the sorceresses for me, but will he? I got a feeling that Aragon's gonna like turn back at the last possible second. I have to leave some room so we can still get by. If he gets to here, I'm going to assume that he will go all the way up the way, and then I will peel off. But up to this point, I just need to let Jaclyn do what she does best. I have to assume that my allies will not help me. I assume I have to defeat all my enemies by myself. And it would kind of help me use the Phoenixes more effectively in the future anyway, so, you know. Okay, lots of gold available. No, there's not. 6k gold. We just don't have the gold. We do not have the gold for this, my goodness. We're just out of gold. There's not much I can do here. Green is being such a thorn in the enemy's side. Ah, there, you see? So the red hero with the dragons, they've peeled off. That means that defeating the sorceresses is left to me. And so I'm actually very, very glad that we didn't leave and just expect my red ally to knock out the purple sorceresses. It's going to have to be us. It will have to be us, but if we can, I think that they're completely done because we haven't seen them go by boat. We only see one Luna hero kind of in the middle of the match here. She's now officially starting to chase some of my smaller heroes away. I might even just turn around on her with one single red dragon. I might be able to defeat her with one dragon. Actually, and this Tree City. Dragon in the Tree City. No, we're still saving up our gold for quality Necro forces. But yeah, red has gone that direction, so we shall go up the road. Who is this? This is going to be Ariel. 500 free experience. We will take it. I will take the leadership. I will definitely take the leadership. Pathfinding? I'm going to take the leadership. I think keeping your red dragons going is of the utmost importance. And I almost wonder if it's really worth it to have these halflings here. Might not be. I mean, just to have neutral morale. I'm going to fight this one final fight, and then we will ditch the halflings. 9k gold, that's only 10 of these power liches. They're so expensive. They are so expensive. Hold on, 9k gold, or 900 gold, 750. I don't think that the power lich upgrade is all that worthwhile. 7 attack, 12 defense, 7 attack, 13 defense. You get double the shots, plus 1 defense. Your damage stays the same. You get an additional 10 hit points, which does help you with spell damage, and you go from 5 speed up to 6 speed. These become your fastest creatures. I don't know if those stats are worth an extra 250 gold per creature. I just don't know. I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. I have to say. Well, it's day 5. We are almost into a full new week. Yeah, almost there. Okay, Ranloo, wait just a little bit longer for me, and then we will decide what to do with you. If we can pick up another 12 wood, we might go for the shipyard, just so that way he can sail. Maybe we land behind enemy lines. Maybe we actually finish off these yellow players here. Because yet again, I just don't think the green is going to do that. Yet again, I just don't trust green to actually finish anybody off, even though they should. Even though they should. Yeah, if this was 3 human players in like a comp stomp, I think that you can defeat this scenario in about probably 28 days. I'm guessing if you have 3 human players playing this scenario as either the good side or the evil side, I will even say, ooh, look at that. I believe you can probably defeat the enemy in 28 days. That's my guess. That's my guess. Okay. Pixel says, thank you so much, my friend. It's gone well. I really love and like Olden Era. Great. Pixel says that they are enjoying the depth of gameplay and the choices so far, even though they will admit that they're very curious to see the campaigns and the scenarios. Yes, I completely agree. I think that the campaigns and scenarios are going to be incredibly important for us to know what the heck is going on. Because if the scenarios and campaigns are not tip-top, we're going to be all very, very sad, obviously. But for now, Pixo is saying, I'm having an absolute blast discovering the game and all its many subtleties. Hope you are too. Yes, I would say that I absolutely am. Yeah, Olden Era is really, really fun. And it's nice that I had to make a decision today. Do I play FHeroes2 or do I play Olden Era? I'm happy to play FHeroes2. I'm thrilled to play FHeroes2. This is a really good day for me. Being able to play Heroes of Might and Magic 2, it's always a good day. So, yeah. Who would have thought? Get to make these decisions. Have the best time with it. Enemy has surrendered. I don't have a spellbook, remember? So I didn't have any way to prevent that. But look at this. 500 gold, and we're going to pick up Blind, Disrupting Ray, Magic Arrow, Summon Boat, Cold Ring. Perfect. This is great. The only thing I wish is that the enemy had a shipyard here, so I could set sail immediately. It looks like I couldn't reach anyway. We're out of movement points today. It's possible. It is possible that there's another hero here in the darkness. Rather than, well, this is so far away. I mean, this is so far away. This one, if you're going to get these troops into the fight, you've got to build your shipyard here. I just want another shipyard. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop the halflings off. They've done a good job, but they're done. We are going to consider, we are almost to a new week. It's day 6. We might wait. We might wait just a little bit longer. There is at least 1 piece of flotsam. There's 2 pieces of flotsam. We can hope that we get really, really lucky. We will purchase the shipyard here. We will set sail. And then on day 1, we will hire a new hero here in Roscommon to hand off the phoenixes by boat. From land to boat, and then we will set sail on that day. We will hope at that point we will have enough gold to move on. I don't know if this is going to work exceptionally well or not, but this is a pretty good plan. We're going to hope for the best. We're going to hope for the best. And purple player, I'm really going to hope that Thundax can handle that, because if he can't, then nobody can. You can do it, Thundax. Best of luck. Okay, day 6. Green player's getting a little bit more exploring in. Again, I wish that green was really trying to step on the yellow knight's neck. Oh, where are you going? What are you doing? Not correct. It's incorrect. Red has those 4 red dragons there on that hero. They're kind of trending in the right direction. Yellow is still alive, annoyingly. Orange has taken that yellow secondary castle, by the way. I don't know if that's good or bad. On the one hand, it means that the Yellow Knights are going to be much easier to defeat because they don't have 2 castles worth of creatures being brought up to the front. But, you know, could be bad for other reasons. Fixed Fox, what are the reasons? I don't know. It could be worse. Could be worse. We don't have the wood for a boat. We do have, let's see, we got 2. Yeah, 2 marketplaces. So we just need 4 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. Purchase our boat. It's going to be Jaclyn that hops into the water. She's got full spell points. She's ready to go. The only reason not to set sail is if there are more enemies out here. We're gonna hire Ambrose. We talked about him being a good hero before. He's got the estates, he's got like wisdom himself. Yeah, he's a good hero. He's just gonna hold on to these forces. And then he's also gonna bring these phoenixes first thing in the morning. He's gonna send them here. He'll take pretty much everybody else though. Everybody else will go up in this direction. Or rather, yeah, Ambrose will take everybody else in that direction. Pick up another sawmill, etc., etc. Just to make sure that there's nothing behind me. Atlas is gonna wait, ready to go. Ranloo, we're gonna hope that we can pick up 30 units of wood very quickly. We will get these. We'll get the Necromancer troops to the front when we can. We're just so far behind. It's amazing that we have 2 sawmills, and we've had 2 sawmills most of the game, and it still hasn't felt like enough. Okay. Pixel says, also, can't agree more, my friend. I will never stop playing FHeroes2. Right on, right on. I love it. Yeah, that's the way I feel about it. But again, everybody is entitled to their opinion. I like that we're thinking on the same page, though. I do like that. And Pixel says the game never gets old and is looking way better than Olden Era, to be honest. Do you think that FHeroes2 looks better than Olden Era? I do know that there's been a lot of concern. Most of the time when people say that they're not sure about Olden Era, they talk about the art style as their biggest sticking point. I don't have an opinion on it being poor. I actually think that the art is pretty okay because it does the job for me. It's fairly easy to read, and for that reason, I'm okay with it. But I also think that it's reasonable if people say that they don't love it if it's not their favorite. That doesn't like bother me in some way, shape, or form. It makes sense why I think people would feel that way. Look at this. Gwyneth, some other hero. I'm gonna set. Oh, do I want to make the purchase? Do I want to buy all these forces? I don't know. It's gold I don't have. Let's do these forces here. We'll send them in just like this. Oh, and we'll send the sprites just in case this is somebody really gross and icky. You do want to handle this fight. We're even going to make sure we have a spellbook here. And then if Ambrose can't take out these forces in this corner, we are going to regret our decisions. But at this point, maybe then Red will turn back and they'll help actually take out this enemy force. By just removing 3 phoenixes from the enemy's side, that's probably going to be pretty good for us. 10 wood. Nice. Nice. We needed that. Skip. I'm back. Atlas is going to pick up the red dragon. 5 gems. Sailing north, going north, waiting, still waiting for a shipyard here. On to a new day. And Trenla's in the chat. Hello, Trenla. Nice to have you here. What's up? How's it going? Always a pleasure to see you. And hopefully you're doing very, very well. Vami continues on because I asked what Banner Saga was. Banner Saga is a story game, which has a caravan management phase. Okay, kind of like Oregon Trail, and a combat phase. Combat is turn-based, and it has its own hallmarks, making it very unique. Okay, I like everything I'm hearing there then. You know, I gotta tell you, guilty pleasure, I really do enjoy very, very much the old Oregon Trail games. Those were really, really fun for me. There was another game, it was based on the Amazon, but it was kind of like the Oregon Trail. You had to get a certain distance and time. I thought it was pretty cool, but I forget what the name was. I haven't been able to find it in a long, long time. But yeah, I'm interested to see more about Banner Saga. Then that sounds cool. Pixel says that they are okay with Olden Era. Gotcha, gotcha. Good, good, good. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. And Trenlo says, a gripe I have about Olden Era is a lack of flavor in items and areas you interact with. I like that even though it's just a +2 shield I picked up in Heroes 2, it has a whole side story here in this game. Yes, that is something that I think that they've heard. I think that they've heard me. I've specifically told the FHeroes, or rather the Olden Era team, hey, this is something that I would need to see, and I have been assured that such changes are on the way. More than that, I have no idea. I don't have some insider information or inside knowledge that people here don't have. I'm not going to pretend like I do. But I think that the Olden Era team recognizes that that is an opportunity, and that it's an opportunity that they should take. So I think that we can trust that they're going to take that opportunity. In what way, shape, or form will it happen? I don't know. I personally love this. I love that front and center on the screen, it tells me about the Shrine of the First Circle, and I can look right here and I can tell in half a second exactly what just happened, right? But I really love that it pops up on the screen and makes me interact with it. I kind of dislike in Heroes 3 how in the bottom right corner, that little box, that's where it'll tell you how much ore you picked up, or how much this, or how much that. It's just not my favorite. I feel like the in-your-face Heroes of Might and Magic 2 style is just better. I think that the reason why that's not the norm is because if there's like an online competitive play, that'll slow down people that are trying to play very quickly. And I think that that is understandable, but I think that you have to default to the majority of your player base, which is not going to be trying to play some competitive time-based game. That's just my 2 cents. Okay, we picked up the shipyard. We will pick up a boat first thing in the morning. We're going to have, what is that? Going to be a little over 10k gold. Very, very nice. Worth noting, by the way, we talked about hero portraits earlier. Have you noticed that Darlena has a spider in her hair? She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little spider legs into the hair. And then it kind of looks like a black widow with her little headpiece there. If I could zoom in a little bit more, you could see it, but there's also a little spider in the upper left corner. It's like 4 pixels tall and 5 or 6 pixels wide, but even Darlene has got some really nice little secrets hidden in her jewelry that indicates that she is some sort of spider queen. So portraits, you gotta love the artists that do so good to make sure that the games are so lovely for us, the player. Okay, I'm going to consider, I'm gonna get these dwarves. It's 2,000 gold that I don't have to spend, but if Hector is able to run past me, I don't want him to take this castle for free. I'm hoping with a left turret, right turret, and a moat, at least that way, if he does have just enough movement points due to like logistics 3, maybe I can still catch him. We'll see. Pixel says, so even though Pixel said earlier, like, yeah, Golden Arrow's okay, he says, okay isn't enough for me. That's all. Heroes 2 has a unique and truly fantastic art direction, and it blows me away every time. I think that that's a really great way of putting it. When we talk about Heroes 3 versus Heroes 2, tactically and gameplay wise, like Heroes 3 has so much to offer. It brings so much to the table. But the reason why we talk about Heroes 2 maybe being our favorite is because of the aesthetic and the beauty, the art style, and in some ways the simplicity that makes it more of a chess match and less of a, hey, let's find a way to exploit our opponent's weaknesses sort of an opportunity. They're very, very different games, and so saying that one is better or worse than the other doesn't really quite encapsulate the reasons why somebody might enjoy one or the other. But I think it's very, very important to just note that there's a whole host of valid opinions kind of in the sphere just because of the differences with art style. Is art style, aesthetic, and feel enough to make one game better than the other? Even if one might have a little bit of a better gameplay? I think so, personally. Folks, for the first time, Atlas, the Barbarian, is going to get into this fight with this one red dragon. I think he can definitely take out Sarkin the Wizard. Get the hints. Glorious victory, no problems. He's going to take the scouting with his one dragon. I don't think he's going to do too much at the moment. Remember, we do need 3 more units of wood. So we're going to do just like this. 1, 2, 3. Then go back, purchase a boat. And then with 8,500 gold, let's purchase Bone Dragons first. Let's purchase, I guess, Power Liches next. I guess? If I get the Vampire Lords, though, we can have a really nice power stack. I'm going to do the Vampire Lords. This is crazy. Feels bad. This actually feels bad because you want the Power Liches, you want to invest in them, but they just don't tactically make the most sense right now. And then these 6 Vampire Lords actually make these 12 Vampire Lords into a stack of 18. That might be enough that they can drain tank through some serious damage as we're trying to take out the orange player. It sounds crazy, but I do think that that's the most correct decision. It just feels weird. Don't like it. Okay. Hector. I'm going to go fight Hector. I think he doesn't want a part of me, and even if it says we lose, at least at that point we know for sure he's not going to be able to take Raw's Common. It's glorious victory. I'm not even going to fight the fight. I think it's fine. We will go through Gwyneth, and I think that this will secure this continent for us. We did defeat Sarkin, so that might be the final purple hero. Gwyneth might be it. Let's see. Are we able to take out one full enemy in the first month and a half? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Thorin Denmark's in the chat. Hey, what's up? How you doing? It's been a minute since we saw you. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Fox. Hi to you. Hopefully you're doing very, very well. And hopefully everybody's doing very, very well on this beautiful Saturday. In case you all haven't noticed, we are actually pushing through this map pretty quickly. We are probably about at the time that I should take a break, but I think that this scenario is only about 15 to 20 minutes away from being completed. Now, of course, this is going to come down to orange. If orange Titans are impossible to deal with, we might have some issues, but the way that my allies are fighting this fight, I think that we are doing everything we need to do here. I think we're doing fine. Orange has not been dealt with though. They've got like 5 or 6 heroes on the map. Even if these are just like low quality heroes, I'm just anticipating a big stack of Titans somewhere. There's not even Titans, they're just up to giants. Oh, this scenario's over. Oh, you guys got no chance. Yeah. If you're trying to sling giants at me, buddy, that's not gonna do it. Simply will not be done. So in this case, we know that there's giants in the very center of the map. We lost half our skeleton stack. I could land here. I'm gonna hope. Is there a whirlpool near here? There's a whirlpool right there. We're gonna want a whirlpool right in. We're gonna support green as quickly as we can. Perfect. That was the perfect spot. Looks like it's going to take us 2 turns to land, but we're going to land here in Bayside. We're going to rush. Well, maybe. Is this a little harbor? We might be able to land here. There's got to be like a wizard castle in here somewhere. Yeah, and that's going to be where the giants are. Let's fight that fight as quickly as we can. It's going to be really, really nice. That is yellow's final castle, I do believe. I think that was it. I think there was a yellow hero up there. But orange is holding steady here. I have an opportunity. I think I can either go back into the boat and try and reinforce this area, or I can try and split my forces and try and just use these dragons, phoenixes, and bone dragons and just go north. I think I'm going to do that more than anything else. I think that it's time to start hitting end turn on some of these other heroes. We do find an observation tower. We find Gwyneth. Okay, Gwyneth has got a couple of nomads. Kind of interesting. 12 halflings is actually slowing me down. I need to get rid of them so that way we can catch this army. And then if they go this way, we'll catch them. If they go this way, we'll catch them. We might even pick up the watering hole. Yeah, but I think that there's one major hero with Rathmont in the very center with several giants and Archmagi, but that doesn't scare me. Even for Ranloo, this doesn't scare me. I think my allies just kind of carried me to a victory in this scenario. Sure, I might have been able to help out with the sorceresses, but I certainly am not the reason that the Yellow Knights went down. In fact, I just kind of picked up the pieces where they were left over and took out their starting castle. So, yeah, all right. It pays to be evil, yes. And there is the final yellow hero there, kind of going up to the north. Yeah, northwest along that major road. Here they are. Crag Hack is the only hope for these heroes. I don't know if our allies are going to adequately defend this area. I'm going to have to trust that Alamar will do that. I'm going to have to trust. Bambi says, saying it's like the Oregon Trail does give a bit of a false impression, though, for the Banner Lord game. It's definitely not as tedious as Oregon Trail. No one randomly dies to dysentery. Is that a problem? Oh, I thought that we loved dying to dysentery. It's like, rats. Sarah didn't make it. Well, we'll get him next time, champ. But so no one dies of dysentery randomly. Okay, you only have to make sure you don't run out of food for the most part. The difficulty in the game definitely comes from the combat. However, your choices outside the combat impact the world a lot more. Okay, that's all good information. That's all good information. I'm good for that. Let me think. What's the best way I can kind of put this? I enjoy games that have different interlocking mechanisms. So a game like Heroes of Might and Magic, you've got Castle, this is one mechanism. You've got Adventure Map, that's 2, and then you have the Battle Map, which is 3, right? So there's basically 3 stages or 3 phases to a Heroes of Might and Magic game as it's currently constituted, right? And so I really do enjoy when you have certain games and they'll feature one of those things, but it doesn't mean that they rely on it. So like, for example, one of my favorite games is Factorio. I've mentioned as purple players have been vanquished. I really enjoy the game Factorio, which is like a base building and simulation type of game, sort of a deal. It's like a sandbox builder, but they also have enemies on there, and so you do some combat. You do not play Factorio for the combat. That's not why you play the game. It's just not why you play the game. However, it's a part of the game and it adds some variety and fun to it. And so it's interesting to know that maybe whether it's the Oregon Trail or maybe it's this game, it's still nice to have those features in there, even if that's not why you play the game, right? It sounds like in this case, the adventure map portion of it, the getting across the world, the trekking part, it does impact the game, but the real draw to the game is the combat. I'm sure that you could build a game that is almost a one-for-one beat similarity type of thing. It's similar, except instead of focusing on the combat, it just focuses on the adventure map or the world building and stuff. And that wouldn't be too bad. What I'm trying to say is I like the games are varied. That makes me happy. Folks, it's day 6. With 6 bone dragons here, it looks like we have found the castle of Weddington. I don't think that this enemy can get past us. If they can, I'll be sad, but I got a feeling that we got something really, really nice coming up very, very quickly. We've got 2 blue heroes nearby. There is still this Rathmont. I really need red to go deal with Rathmont for me. I think that they can. With their 4 red dragons, I think that they can handle that. We're going to take this castle right now. Jaclyn is going to trade a vampire for these red dragons. Natasha, I think, goes down immediately with no losses. Perfect. We will take the scouting for Jaclyn. We're going to, oh, look at this, Titans, several Titans, we found it. This is the place, this is the upcoming fight. Let's pick up +1 luck, let's pick up +1 defense, let's grab everything we can, and it's gonna be Gem as the final hero that we have to really defeat here. Nobody else really matters. I think that even these obelisks and these crystals and stuff, I don't think that any of this really matters, so this should be fine. Hill Fort, I think that this is a, hold on. There's a Hill Fort over here somewhere. Hill Fort. Hill Fort, trees. Little weird thing. Putting my finger all over my screen here. Little gash, little thing. Okay, little gash. And it's there. I think that this is it. This is the right place. Huh. So what? That makes the ultimate artifact right about there. Right about there. What do we got nearby? Anybody? Go poke around. Let's go see if you can find something. You too. Go up there and just see if you can find something. Anybody else? That's pretty much it. Okay, alrighty. It's month 2, week 2, day 6. I think that my allies are going to win this game for me. We will see. Thor Denmark says there is no game that can compete with the unbalance in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Golden Era will not replace Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and 3, but it can be a fun addition to the Heroes of Might and Magic universe. I think they have done a great job with it, but they will have the chance for some things to change some things, and they will. That is the perfect take. That very succinctly says exactly how I feel about it. When it comes right down to it, there is a lot of different games, and there's not going to be a replacement. The goal should never have been for any kind of replacement, and I don't think that they really tried to. I do think that they've tried to make their own game and make it their own style and version. And if you tried to replace all the other Heroes games, you absolutely would have been demolished. But you can make something brand new and fun and just see if you can find other people that enjoy that as well. Enjoying that as well is not too bad. Okay, oh my gosh, Agar's got 6 black dragons. I'm going to assume that they can clean this up. The problem is I'm almost worried that Rathmont's going to go in this direction, and they're going to struggle to chase these guys down. I'm going to have to assume that they can handle that. And I'm going to go take the toughest fight out here. Where did she go? There's Gem. Gem went south with Titans. Okay. Okay. Artifact. Artifact. But yeah, and hey, could there be such a thing as too much Heroes of Might and Magic? I submit to you that that is not possible. So therefore, I'm very excited for Olden Era. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. The question I have is, will it have the same staying power as other Heroes games have had? Like Heroes 3 and Heroes 2, we're still talking about it. We're still playing it 20, 25 years later, right? Will Olden Era be of the same variety where it has that much lasting power or not? That is gonna be the question. Nami says, I love Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and 3 as much as the next person, but I also enjoy having Heroes 5 in my library and play it from time to time, and this will also be the case with Olden Era. Yep, you're speaking my language. You are speaking my language. I'm I'm loving everything you're spitting out. That's perfect. That's how I feel about it too. I'm gonna see you're slow and I'll raise you a haste. Bone dragons are gonna have to deal with these steel golems. They're a little too tough for me. Somebody's got to defeat the sprites, just because sprites, well, you know. I mean, you know, sprites, no retaliation. So somebody's got to actually focus fire them a little bit. Not sure how much damage these halflings are gonna do. We're gonna kill most of the boars. Most of the boars. I don't know if we're gonna end up eating a retaliation here or not. Looks like they choose not to. This is gonna be one bone dragon we lose. I don't know if we're gonna lose more or not. Do they cast a spell? They do the slow. It's kind of interesting. We kill most of the halfling stack with the vampires. I think I'll just try and kill the rest. And then maybe we can just win on this retaliations. Maybe off of retaliations we can win. At least the enemy's not going to get another chance to do damage. So anyway, we saved ourselves what? 2 bone dragons there? Yeah, we saved a lot of bone dragons there. Cool. And what do we get in return? Titans. 3 of them. If for no other reason than the fact that the enemy doesn't get these titans, this was well worth it. So we're just going to stay here. I assume that what's-her-name is going to continue to come south. I'm guessing that Gem is going to come south. We will just stay here and defend. Does this castle have full upgrades? It does. Let's just stay put. You there, you're just kind of doing some scouting for me. Good work. Atlas is the most underappreciated hero in this entire playthrough, I think. He's doing so many things correctly. Okay. We will go through Marini. That's not a problem for me. Oh my goodness, this green hero is standing right where I want to dig. Maybe not. Ambrose is too far away. Atlas, I think, is good to go. You're staying put. Are we going to get a high score? At this point, I'm starting to smell blood in the water. I'm starting to sniff out a little bit of a high score coming on here. And if I'm doing that, I should probably actually bring more troops to the front. I should probably go back to my starting Necromancer castle, and the Sorceress castle for that matter, and just send them to the very middle of the map. As long as the enemies don't get into the water, we're fine, but... Oh, Orange just got into the boat. Whoops. Ideally, I should have purchased a hero, and then I should have defended this castle just a little bit, and then I should have gone that direction. Whoops, my bad. Aragon, you've got to go chase Rathmont down. I will handle everything else, but you have to go do that, please. D for dig, nothing. Jaclyn's gonna fight here. Bone dragons, look at this. The enemy does have bone dragons, but is it enough? Clearly not. Okay. How many titans are too many titans? That's gonna be the question in a moment. Ranloo, I'm waiting to see Gem here. Give me one more day. And Soren says, yes, I have made a mistake to click the bell icon, so I did not receive the notification when you go online. But it's fixed now. Oh, sweet. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, no. I do try, and if you're interested in knowing when we go live, I do my best to make sure that I post a quick little thing to the YouTube page. It's like a little community post, so that way people can see that yes, I am currently live. And then I also try and post to the PixFox Discord. I do my best to make sure that way you can see when I go online there. And then I guess the Twitch also has its ability to let you know when I'm online. So you got some opportunities, whatever makes the most sense to you. I just don't want to be pushy. I just don't want people to feel like I'm like, hey man, you gonna show up? You gonna show up? So yeah, grateful for all the people that like to spend the time. I sure like to spend the time myself. So thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking the bell icon. Pixel says, I totally agree with you. And I was just artistically speaking, I think Olden Era is a great game, but I'm not a huge fan of the artistic direction. I think it's okay, but not wonderful. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, and yeah, I think that the art style is going to be a sticking point for a lot of people. But in terms of gameplay, it seems to be amazing. Perfect. How do you like the faction law points? Do you enjoy those or not? All right, folks, we've talked about it. With 10 attack, 4 defense, I think that these Titans are going to be very, very scary. We've got a couple of spells. There's not much else besides these Titans. It says we're going to win. We really do need to obliterate our enemies here. 5 Titans in this army. It could have been up to 9. If it was 9, I think that we're in a really bad position. As it stands, I think that this is going to be okay. It's going to be disrupting rays again and again and again and again. 12 defense against my 22 attack. These Phoenixes are going to be doing 100% bonus damage. That's 191. Quick blind. That's okay. I do want to leave this fight with at least 1 Phoenix, though, just because I want the 7-speed creature available to me in the future. It's going to be Oh, I guess we're just gonna kind of wander around here, just hanging around. Yeah, Phoenix is gonna escape, and hopefully they don't decide to attack. They could do a magic arrow for all I care. I said I would care, and I did. Cared a little bit. 195 HP. I think we got this fight. I think that the disrupting rays have actually been enough. Kill one here. Bone Dragons, are they gonna do 131 points of damage? Yeah. So Gem is just gone. We turned a victory into a victory for an extra dragon where they don't get to run. Golden Bow, we will take it. That enemy is gone, and now we've secured this entire continent. We do have to get to the center. Oh, I hate that the enemies are in the water. I hate this so much. We could have had the scenario 1 if Red would just hold on to the center for me. Please do your job. Okay, we're gonna hire all the forces we can here, and I think that we can defeat Dawn with any random hero. Yeah, let's just do Celia. We'll do a full swap. I think that the Crusaders and the Champions should be enough to angle here. We also did pick up some spells. It's a 3rd level mage guild in this castle. Looks like it's a glorious victory. I'm just going to accept that. And I kind of want this boat to go down, actually. I think that there's just one castle, one enemy here. Oh, there's 2? No, that's the green boat. Oh, cool. So orange is stuck there. Yeah, there's one orange hero left and one orange castle. There's one yellow player. I didn't see that yellow was defeated. If yellow's anywhere, they're in the upper right corner. Kind of close to the warlock starting position. Yeah, and it looks like red is hunting down those final heroes. Very good. But will they hunt down Rathmont for me, or will I have to be the one to do that? Crag Hack, the yellow hero, he's actually just about done. I think he's got like maybe 1 or 2 more days, and then he's done. He's out of time. Yeah, don't even worry about Crag Hack. He's done with. Let's try and track down Rathmont. We can actually, oh my gosh, can Atlas reach? Oh, he can almost reach. He's not a good enough hero to really make this fight go exceptionally well, but I think that the forces are going to be enough actually that Jaclyn can hand off here. And with his expert logistics, I think that we can do this. I think that Atlas is going to, oh, with no spells, I think he's going to go all the way over to here. And that's going to give me the opportunity to put down Rathmont. I have to hope that red can finish this off, but folks, I'm officially angling for a high score. Come on, baby. Come on, get into my high scores. We can do it. Soren Denmark says, true. Talking to Vammy about how they like Heroes 5 and it's in their library and sometimes they just go back to play it. True, I like Heroes Might and Magic 5. It is just like it. I need some things. Okay. It is just like it. I need some things like more scenarios, and I like that single scenarios is not just an easy kill on the AIs. I find that Heroes 5 is a little bit too easy. I like the skill system in Heroes 7 and the upgrade system from 5. And so overall, there's a lot of great nostalgic, wonderful graphics with FHeroes2. Great comment, because you're mentioning that all of the different Heroes games have something wonderful that you love about them. And I think that that's so very, very true. And it just continues to sort of highlight that point, that these games are high quality in and of themselves, and there's going to be like things that we prefer about one game over the other, but that doesn't make us like them any less. So yeah, very good stuff all around. Good comment. Soren says, no, it's the dark colors when you like Heroes 2 and 3. The development team will change the UI in early access for Olden Era. Okay. And I have heard that they are going to change that at some point. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Folks, red player defeated the one orange player over here. Crag Hack, the yellow player's gone. I think that there is probably going to be a bunch of orange heroes all of a sudden just swarming out of Fountainhead. We need to send Celia up just to kind of head them off, because I think that orange has got one more castle left. All heroes should converge on this one single point. There we go, green. There you go, green. Is green going to end it for me or not? I'm not too sure. I think I might be able to reach there with Jaclyn after Atlas hands back the final forces. I think so anyway. But this felt like a blisteringly fast map, and this feels like a map that it could drag on forever. I do wonder if the good side has a distinct disadvantage, though. It's very possible that the good side just has a distinct disadvantage, because this felt really, really good. The fact that the warlocks were able to do so very much, that felt critically important for my long-term goals of death and destruction. Big swap, big swap. Can she reach? She can. Folks, Wrathmont did not run, or rather he did run. He's back, and this is going to be the end. Enemy has surrendered. Orange player's been vanquished. That is going to be a high score for Fixed Fox. I can almost guarantee you that feels like a high score. Enemy side is beaten. We have triumphed. Whew. Whew. Soren Denmark says, the most important thing with Olden Era is that it is replayable like Heroes 2 and 3, not like the other Heroes games after 3. They just feel like they are to rush through and make money, and that kind of comes up heavy on them. Soren Denmark further says that they like that Unfrozen will update and change things when they are not so great, so they can fix a lot of bugs over time. Yeah. I think that if we can tell that a game is a cash grab, I think that we all instantly wish that things were just a little bit different. I feel you on that 100%. Pixo agrees, totally, mate. And Christian says, do you play any of the new Heroes games? I've been playing some Olden Era. In fact, we might even play some Olden Era in just a little bit. I'm due for a break. We're probably going to take a break in a moment, but then we'll probably load back up with Olden Era because we actually went through this playthrough of FHeroes2 pretty quickly. Yeah, pretty much. And Vammy says, in the Banner Saga, the travel choices are what give it the replay value, but the combat is fun and engaging. I'm excited to beat the big bad guys, but I also like to replay to see the impact of different choices and learn all the lore. I like that. Yeah, good stuff. Katsu's in the chat. Geez, I wasn't around for the go live notice. Sorry, but I'm glad you're here, Katsu. Welcome. Pleasure to have you here. Better late than never. Just like taxes. No, unless it's taxes. Yeah, you got it. And just out of curiosity, what's the most challenging Heroes Might Magic 2 map everyone has played? I really want to hear what everybody has to say on that. That's actually very, very interesting. Frodo the Blind wonders if it's for player made or original. Of course, Katsu says either or, I'd say, and I don't count any map where Dimension Doors broke the game. I mean, it's just the way it was designed. Grim Reaper is the one that Frodo the Blind believes is the toughest one from Heroes Might Magic Gold. And Katsu says that they're now playing Alnera now. It's a small map, player versus alliance of 5, and it's a burden. Ooh, that seems pretty tough. That seems pretty tough indeed. Roman wonders if the toughest maps from Heroes Might Magic 2 Gold are the basic Price of Loyalty maps. They might be. Especially Price of Loyalty 8 is a particularly tough one to defeat. And then, of course, Price of Loyalty 7, Price of Loyalty 3. Yeah, there's some tough ones out there. Price of Loyalty 2. Yeah, there's some tough ones in there for sure. And Pandemonium, Roman says, I believe that, yeah, there was a Fixed Fox shoutcast where it was Winnie Mario playing Pandemonium, and it was really, really nice. Who Am I? Tell you what, it's been a while. I think that Who Am I was the first scenario I played that wasn't a campaign playthrough for FHeroes2 on camera. So we might actually need to go back to Who Am I at some point. I think we're due for that at some point very, very soon. Alrighty, folks, I think it's time for a break. Congratulations, 48 days. I don't know if this is going to make my high score. I think that I have to get a score of 300 or higher, but rating of a Black Dragon, this feels like a pretty good playthrough for me. I'm very happy for it. Yep, you got to break 312 to get into my high scores. At some point, we'll come back and do Pyramid, and we'll see if we can beat this score of 22 days. But that is for a later date. Oh, I guess I did defeat Who Am I at some point. I mean, it's right there. Did I do that on camera? I might not have done that on camera. I don't even know. Now I'm interested. We'll have to come back and find that out. Okay, folks. Rice Truan says hydrate. Yes, I will hydrate. You will hydrate. When we come back, it will be Olden Era. I don't know if we're going to do a classic or a single hero mode or arena. We haven't checked out arena yet. We might just check out arena. But until that time, take good care of yourselves. Look after you. Look after your friends. Look after your family. Hydrate. And I'll catch everybody in the next one. We'll see you very soon. Thanks.